Started the show. Haven't even checked everything. Well, not bad. Right, we're all good. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I think someone else is live, aren't they? Not pointing fingers. Anyway, welcome on in, everyone. I'm sorry I'm a bit late, and let's get on with the show.
Wow, I have to tell you, Chris, I felt a little self-conscious.
Welcome on in, everyone, to another edition of Alien Addict. This is the show where we discuss all things UFOs and aliens, to the paranormal, and our pursuit into the mysteries of the unexplained. Welcome on into the show. So today, I've got a very special young lady coming in. I shouldn't even say that, young lady. It kind of sounds a bit like Jimmy Savile, sort of like, but I have a very lovely lady coming in for a special guest, hopefully today. I rub my hands like a flipping pedophile, like literally already, it's like a bloody perv. But yeah, welcome on in, everyone. Yeah, I've got a banger of a show today. It's a bit like a relaxed fit episode. I had things planned out, and then someone messaged me saying, I can pop on if you like. So I'm just like, yeah, I hope I haven't spoiled it already. Me and my bloody mouth. So yeah, it's gone with the show. Marcus, how's it going, man? Nice to see you. S Hammers, John Strokes, One True Saxon. Hey, you made it, man. Brother, never have to apologize the fact you got to take your lady out. It's all good. It's understandable. Ladies comes first, mate. Lady comes first. But yeah, I hope you're doing well, man. I'm glad you can make it. Oh, this is a new one. Fidgens. I'm just going to call you 87. Peace, brother. Welcome on in. Or sister. We've got here Rotary Matrix. How's it going, man? And Science Evidence Fringe. Oh, and she pop up. I think that's everyone. Hey, Mark G. How's it going? So yeah. Oh, and Corbell's cat. Welcome on in, man. And yeah, hope you all having a fantastic week. So today I was just trying to think of a topic, and the severe thing that's been going around, I sort of hold off on a little bit until more information come out and seeing who was in the limelight, who's promoting this sort of stuff. So I thought, let's just hold back for a bit until more information comes out, which it has. So I want to go through it today, and hopefully this guest can come on. She's going to be absolutely awesome. You're going to absolutely love her. Yeah, just wait. Anyway, just a roundup of what's been going on in my garden. Right, so here is Marunner beans. This is what I last showed you. Okay, yeah, but don't want to get to the severe nonsense and all that. And this is what it looks like now. All right, so in roughly 2 weeks, went from that to that. Isn't it incredible? I think I took that picture not long ago. It's a guest body blue. Oh, close enough. Oh, mate, close enough. Trust me. She's worth the look. She's a looker. She's a flipping looker, S-Hammer. Just wait. Give her half an hour. She's just getting tarted up, mate. And oh, my tetanus has gone off. But yeah, you'll see. You'll see. So this is what Miranda beads look like now. I think I've got a video up. Right. I don't know who that twat waffle is. Okay, it's me. Want my garden. It kind of reminds me of like that. Yeah, bro. Toss pot. All right, move on. But this is what it looks like so far. Okay, so this is 600 runner beans I'm growing in my garden. So each runner bean stick has like 7 runner beans. And look at that, right? Out of everything that's grown, this area here has been eaten by slugs. All right. Crazy, isn't it? And let me show you my teepee. Okay, this is my teepee. It's a circular bamboo. So it's like a circular bed. And you can see when I point the camera up. So I all connected it all together. So essentially what you can actually do is like walk in it and then pick your own beans and stuff, you know? There we go. It's in comments. Is she? Wait. Oh, mate. Oh, she's a keeper. She's a keeper. She's a keeper. I've got to check up on Hidden a minute. And oh yeah, Hidden's going live with he kept on apologizing. We're gonna let's troll him a little bit. But anyway, this is my runner bean so far. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Once I show you when it's all grown, I'm going to show you what actually it all looks like. So yeah, I'm quite impressed so far. So good. So what else has been going on? Right. Okay. This is my bird of paradise. Yeah. Happy 420, man. Yeah. Don't worry. We'll get onto that. This is my bird of paradise, right? When I bought it, it was only like small up to my waist height. And now look at it. It's like a flipping surfboard, isn't it? It's crazy. So yeah, that's been growing well. And just there, that's it there. Pretty crappy comparison. But yeah, look at that leaf. It's huge. So going a bit private there. Oh yeah, just one more thing. I know I'm talking about garden a lot, right? This is what was given to me. This is a peach and nectarine tree, and I had terrible blight. See that there? Looks like a hooker's it looks like a hooker's mouth, like herpes, isn't it? You know, so I got herpes all over my bloody plant. If you got that over your fruit trees, which is very common occurrence, obviously the leaf curl over here that looks like herpes. I never had herpes, by the way, but this is the product. This is the most organic product you can get. And I have to notice it has worked. So if you do see it in a garden center, don't get the other products that's a bit more chemical related. Get something that's organic, which I'm pretty sure this is like neem oil anyway. So yeah, I just thought I'd show you that. And yes, the 11 keeps them popping up again. What's going on? What is going on? I keep on seeing it. Every time I see the number 1111 is a sign. And I think I've done like an episode on 1111 or just loosely talked about it. It's starting to pop up again. It's a sign, and I should pay attention to it. Every time I see 1111, it's not because I'm paranoid. It's just the fact that I need to be more positive. It's something universal. Anyone in chat knows what I'm talking about. I hope Bonnie Bluter is up very soon. Oh, yeah. Oh, God. I tell you what, right? Shall I show you the YouTube channel? Fucking hell. I mean, I tell you what, YouTube knows me, what I watch on YouTube. It's terrible. Okay, right. I saw this. I was going to buy this from America. This is the UFO magazine going back from 1970s, I believe. And I saw this. Check this out. I've showed this before, but this is a more closer look. Okay, what does that look like? Okay, well, first of all, that's Armin News. We'll talk about him in a minute. This photograph was taken in America. I believe it was someplace in Arizona in the 1950s or 60s, I believe. There's two photographs that were snapped by a barber when he was coming out of his house. And this is the first photograph. What looks quite familiar to that, right? Okay. Yes, there was a lot of faking going on at the time. This looks like the Hounaboo because it's got like the gun turret underneath it. It's kind of hard to tell, like right like right there. See the pixels right there? It kind of looks like it, you know, a typical brim of the hat flying saucers. I thought I'll show you that because yeah, it looks like the Nazis, isn't it? It looks like a Nazi flying saucer. Damn it, has it been 8 minutes? It's been 8 minutes, I can say the word. So yeah, it kind of reminds me of the Hounaboo. Remember I was talking about on the last episode? It's quite interesting. So yeah, bear that in mind. I might buy this. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see what happens. So yeah, that's that. Another thing, for those frequent sky watchers out there, have you seen this, the glow? Well, I call it the glow. It's this spot in the sky that has no light source underneath it. but it produces like this massive, huge light in the sky, and it sort of lingers there, and sometimes it goes. Now, I should really face my time-lapse camera in that sort of direction, but I haven't really seen it this year as such. Obviously, it's to do with the cloud cover. Now, one would say, oh, yeah, basically, you got a light source, for instance, a tennis court or a football pitch, and you've got the light shining down, and that's what's giving the reflection in the clouds, which, sure, okay, that's absolutely fine. I'm not going to deny that. But there's no light source here. In fact, when I see it again, I'm going to go proper investigating into it because I have no idea where this light source is coming from. You guys in chat, have you seen anything like this? It's just like a big glow in the sky. It could be green, blue, yellow, or something like that. So it's a mixed bag. So yeah, today is all about the sphere, the Buga Sphere. Oh fuck it, I don't know. Look at that. That's my attempt in it's fucking head sticking out. Oh man, I'm trying to get creative with my thumbnails, but you got to put Heine in there. But these are the two people that are really in the psyche for this at the moment. Oh, bloody sunflowers. All right, let's get rid of that. So let's talk about this fear stuff because oh, Northern Lights. Yeah, the thing is with that, Corbell, is it's I can bring the photograph up again actually, just to show you what I'm talking about. You only see this during when it's cloud cover. There you go. Yeah, it's a tricky one, mate. So you can see this is completely like clouded over. We do have the aurora, and I do check the aurora tracker as well, pretty much every day because I'm a frequent sky watcher, and I do film the skies at night. But I don't really film the skies at night when it's clouded over. I can't really see anything. So, but I should actually bear that in mind. But yeah, I don't understand it, mate. I really don't. We sometimes get northern lights. Very rare though. I got 2 footage of it actually. One was actually blamed on Hub. Hey, John P. Dude, you went live earlier. I couldn't connect. The signal's bloody crap here. And I could just like virtually just get you on your live stream. So yeah, it's nice to see you, man. Nice to see you. And yeah, I hope you're doing well, brother. Hope you're doing well. So yeah, John, don't know if you've seen anything like this, mate. Just like a big glow in the sky that just lingers there. And God knows what it does with it. But it only happens with cloud cover. But yeah, don't think of Northern Lights, Scorebell's cats. Don't think it is. So anyway, oh, you've been belly sick? Oh, no, man. Oh, well, drink plenty of water. I sound like a bloody mother now, innit? Drink plenty of water and don't eat anything fatty. Normally just dry bread or toast. Normally do the trick, mate. But yeah, I hope you're feeling better soon, man. I hope you're feeling better soon. So today we're going to be talking about something that potentially could be fake and gay. And it's all about the sphere stuff. I don't know where to start first. I think I have to go through X first. Let's do this. So, oh, hold on. Wrong one. Let's go to Cosmic Twilight. And it's that one there. And that one there. Oh, yeah, there was a geoengineering protest that was happening in London. That one we'll talk about a little bit later. I'm just checking. I tell you what, fuck it. Let's have a laugh. Hidden underbelly. Because he he messaged me. He goes, oh, mate, I'm going live today when you're going live. I'm like, oh, that's cool, man. Don't worry. It's all good. Okay. Right. Let's go see our brother.
One of the contentions. I just wanted to get a visual. Here, let
There
me
he
drop the
is.
sound.
Should we troll him?
Because here, I think I got it on the loop here. Okay, let's bring this back up.
You're live on Alien
So,
Addict.
Now, people were saying I'm gonna have to bring the chat down because he's right in the corner of the chat. Sorry, guys.
Oh, and then you took
Now,
the chat.
people
I
were
just put a
saying that
comment on,
when
brother.
This,
All right. So yeah,
alien-looking creature walked past.
so this is Hidden's live show at the moment. He kept on apologizing. It's like, mate, it don't bloody matter. I mean, you got to do what you got to do. But yeah, this is a a doorbell footage of it looks like some sort of like alien creature walking. It bloody looks like it, doesn't it? It's flipping terrible. There we go.
For editing, and I'm like, no, dude, that's you can literally see the candle right in the
It
center.
is.
You can.
Respond.
You
I'm over here, mate.
You see what I think it is. People are.
All right, that's enough. Okay, I won't put anything nasty on there. Oh dear, gotta have a laugh, mate. Gotta have a laugh. So yeah, this severe stuff. Let's. I was going to put something really rude. I shouldn't. No, it's a guest on the show. I should be more adult-like. I should know better, Nick. So this severe thing going on. Let's pick a good video. So we all know where it started, right? Okay, let's play this 3-minute clip. I've just set this up, guys. If you've seen this before, I really do apologize. I haven't. This is all new to me, so I'm going to get a perspective from this videos, these 3-minute videos, and try to understand what's been going on so far. But yeah, we'll catch up with Hidden and see what happens. Let's get this bit bigger. That's what she said. Let's do it. Okay.
When I had it, my mouth tasted like aluminum, and people in other videos say that I lost my life, that I lost my teeth.
That's what Body Blue said. Woo!
No, I'm going to ask them a question. And that my hair had fallen out. Here I am, alive and well, giving my testimony. This is the first time that Don Jose has allowed his name to be known and for the world to know who found the sphere.
Wait a minute. Hold on a minute. Hold on. Is this a flipping shopping mall? This ain't a conference room. Is this a flipping shopping mall? You got to be kidding me.
Who found the sphere?
Oh, yeah. Okay, first things first. Right, Heine Musan is part of this. I knew that from the start, but I still want to hold it off to see who was going to be in there. Obviously, Stephen Greer and Danny Sheehan. But look. Oh, my God, guys, I hate to be this person. I really do. But look, Heine Musan has been caught so many times faking stuff. Look, it's a bit like a relationship. When someone lies so much, your partner lies so much, you just don't believe them anymore, and eventually you just leave. And when you've been in this topic for so long, and you start to understand how the game is played, I can't really trust Heine, man. I can't. Hey, Mods Mayhem, you probably agree with me as well, man. How's it going, man? Nice to see you. But yeah, I hate to be this guy. Look, aliens are real, UFOs are real, but something is telling me that is absolutely one true Saxon. It might be fake and gay. It just, but we'll get to it. Yeah, too many times, mate. He's been caught so many times faking stuff, all the way back into the 90s. So you got to take anything Heine has to say with a grain of salt.
Why didn't you want your identity to be known? It turns out that I have 2 children who don't like so many things. So he told me.
Well, first of all, there's a massive production element behind this guy through this massive screen. So they're hyping up something. They're hyping it up big time.
No, Daddy, stay still. It's better to wait. But when I saw the UNAN who don't like so many things. Why didn't you want your identity to be known? It turns out that I have 2 children who don't like so many things. So he told me, no, Daddy, stay still, it's better to wait. But when I saw the UNAN study, the study by...
Right, so how old are these kids? If they're like the age of 5, and you'd be like, son, shall I go forward and give this extraterrestrial sphere into the public? It's a fucking 5-year-old. I mean, how was a kid? I mean, the kid ain't going to say that. It's like... He's supposed to be playing his PlayStation or something like that.
Dr. Garrido, one of the doctors. That's when I made up my mind because it was real. So I was happy about that. That's when I told Engineer David, who is a cousin, to tell him, I'm going to show my face.
Yeah, pretty much.
Obviously, I didn't want to because it's like having a treasure and letting someone come and eat it, and it's dangerous.
Same crowd, John, isn't it? Same crowd.
What happened to you when you took the sphere home?
When I took it, there's a video, like a photo, of it in my stomach. That night I got the sphere, I felt nauseous, vomiting, and all that. I felt bad. I went to the doctor, but I didn't want to tell him it was because of that it was a virus. You didn't tell him why? No, because I stayed quiet. The sphere went down because it hit...
Boy, skip that question quite quickly, that answer quite quickly. I noticed that.
Fiber, high tension cables. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
What happened was
I did hear about this.
because of that it was a virus. You didn't tell him why. No, because that's
Okay, first of all, this is the back of Danny Sheehan. Is it Danny Sheehan's head? Okay, he looks like a flipping demented sheep from behind. No offense.
I stayed quiet. The sphere went down because it hit fiber, high tension cables. Yes.
Is it?
What happened? Supplying some countries, I think at 10,000 V it has a small hole there. That's right, that's where it
Went,
yes.
and it had a big flame.
Like a burn there. It was burned, yes. Because she did it like that and then. Like, you heard the short sound. That's what the short sound was. Yes, you heard it. Yes, I heard it because it was more or less at an instance. Like, for example, where the cone is. There are
Yeah, Mods Mayhem. Yeah, I've got video footage of this. Isn't it weird? Like all these spheres are starting to appear all at this one time. Like we had the drone situation, and now we've got this.
people who say that that sphere is different from the one you grabbed. No, it's not the same. What happens is that when I grab it, it's upside down. When I get it and go up, because it's a very steep slope, I put it there while I was looking for the equipment and everyone to leave.
Oh man, I don't know.
So it turned out that the grass dried up, but the day before when I came back the day after. How long did you leave it there? 15 minutes. In 15 minutes, it dried all that. 15 minutes, but I didn't. That's when it came out the next day when I came back and went up. You saw it going up and it was dry. The area where the sphere was dry, where I touched it with my hand. There it is. That's the one you found. That's it. It's very beautiful. It's
Very beautiful. I
feel proud. We're proud of you too. Thank you.
very
Oh man, I don't know. This is just like I said, I hate to sound like this guy. This is too good to be true. It really is. I'm really looking at this footage. In fact, there's a really good footage from this guy here. I know it's 11 minutes long.
You know, punching out pretty far, but then as you back out and you
I just want to see how this thing moves, because I got some questions to ask. When this object landed, why did the guy pick it up with his hands? He said he felt ill, but he didn't really confirm that with a doctor's note or anything like that. I know he said he wanted to keep it quiet, but even that would have helped a little bit. Why didn't he actually document it with his phone? You do some like vlogs or something like that. You know, I sound like a bloody debunker at the moment. Again, this sounds because the original title for this live stream was "Are we falling for the old tricks again?" And this is so typical Heine. It's a bit like the oh my god, come on, Pavilion aliens. Oh my god, I'm screwing this word up. You understand the flipping aliens, the mummified aliens that he put forward a couple of years ago. I'm still a bit 50-50 on that. I'm still 50-50, but he seems to grab onto a subject like this and he's riding it for what it's worth. This is what it just seems to me. It's too good to be true. I don't understand why any other scientists or universities, institutes don't want to look at this even further. If this is an extraterrestrial craft, it might be. I'm not too sure. But we'll get to some other artifacts around the world that kind of looks like this. Now, this could be man-made. And I'm going to be honest with you, it could well be. But how this thing flies, we're just going to get to this. I'm not going to play the whole thing through.
get into that mid-level zoom, that mid-level lens, then it's going to be in a digital zoom. So then it's going to be digital, and then it's going to pull back into the optical. And then when it switches to the next lens, it's going to do the same thing. It's going to be digital zoom.
Oh,
back
yeah.
into optical. So,
sorry, who said that? Oh, yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get to that in a minute. Because bear in mind, these spherical balls have been seen for many, many decades. And yeah, we will get to the Germans from Foo Fighters for sure. But yeah, good point, One True Saxon. Really good point.
and you can kind of see that here, right? Right now we're in the long lens. So it's in the zoom lens. You can see it's pretty clear. Right there, it switches over to that second lens. So it's a little bit, it's digitally looking. Quality's less, and then it switches over to the next lens right there, and you can see the white balance changes. That center lens has a different white balance than the other two for some reason. Also, let's talk about this. So these artifacts that are showing up around it. This is, I believe, the H.265 video algorithm encoding.
Okay, I'm not familiar with that.
Basically, that's the type of noise that gets generated when the the algorithm doesn't know exactly how to compress an area, and it just gets a little messed up like that. And
I
you see
agree.
that in areas that are not just around the sphere, in other areas in the video
Hey,
as
it's
well.
about AOI
So
24.
I don't think that's
AOI
any
24.
artifact of this being CGI or
Welcome on in, brother.
anything like
Welcome on in.
that. I think what this video is telling me, from what I'm looking at, the color space, the way all the colors are across the object itself, the background, the foreground, all of that, it all, to me, to my eye, looks like it matches. And when I did some color analysis on it just real quick, it was also matching as well. So I truly believe that this object was floating in the air in front of this guy. I want these things to be a real deal.
I just want to see if it actually rotates, like a spin in motion, like a gyroscope.
Because it's super unique and really interesting. But there's a few things that I'm going to point out here that draws that into question. Okay. So we can see there's two main things on the sphere that we can use to identify its flight characteristics. One is the reflection, right? You can see this is the reflection of the ground. And then, like the Buga Sphere, this one has that seam going around the kind of like the equator of it. And when it seems to be, it wants to be level, right? That they want that to be level, and it pretty much is as the video starts, right? And the question is it getting pulled by a string? Well, if it's getting pulled by a string, right? There's a string on the top, and as like a drone would pull it, it's going to pull to the side. There's going to be a little bit delay. And you're going to see the sphere rotate over as the top part of it gets pulled, right? So that would be an effect that we would see if the force of this thing moving around was coming from the very top of the sphere. And we're not really seeing that, which, makes you believe, okay, this thing must be flying under its own power. So right now it's flying really flat. It's not doing any of that orbital kind of like resonance, where it's kind of rotating on a central axis and just kind of doing this. It's staying flat. You can start to detect that there's some rotation in the object when we get to some detail coming up here, and we should be starting to see it as soon as the detail pops in right here. So here we're starting to wobble, okay, and you could see the rotation. So it's starting to rotate in this direction in the video, and now we're starting to see the wobble. And I think that wobble is a key factor here, because when I looked at this video, in my mind I was like, it can't be getting pulled by a drone, because it's staying way too flat. It's not reacting to the tug of it getting pulled from side to side. It's staying.
Yes, it is wobbling. It kind of looks like a bit like Billy Meyer sort of stuff. Sorry, guys, if you find this boring. I'm not going to spend the whole episode onto this. Like I said, we've got a very special lady going on, and yeah, she's not here yet. That's fine. We'll just wait. Let's just wait. So yeah, oh mate, there's a part of me that I want to believe, but at the same time, I just go with what my gut instinct is going. It's like, I think this is full of shit. I just want to see the characteristics, because this guy is really, really good at taking this object, the film footage, and stabilizing it. And I just want to see the characteristics of how this thing flies.
Relatively in the same spot.
It is wobbling.
Here,
because I'm thinking, how can this thing fly? It's moving. Obviously, you can see it's maneuvering about, flying all over the place. And it is almost going like these small pauses as it stops and then changes directions. Because it's not like a Billy Meyer style when it's obviously on a string. All right. So this is quite a step up for sure. Could it be AI'd? Most probably.
You can see it's starting to rotate over this way, right? There's the wobble, and it's leaning over towards the direction of motion. But as it drops down, it stays in that direction, right? And it continues to wobble. So even as it goes,
good point,
as it's moving to the left,
yeah,
right? You can see it's going left, and then it stops and goes down. It doesn't change its orientation, and the wobble stays the same. Okay. So it's either flying under its own power, and that's its flight characteristics, or we got something else going on.
No, I do believe he's just stabilized the footage itself. And I've seen his videos before. I can't remember what his name. I'll try and find it. But he just literally just stabilizes it. I don't think he uses AI as such. Might be wrong on that. Might be wrong. It doesn't look like it's been AI. It just looks like
from what I'm seeing here,
Yeah,
it's
it looks
not
stable
being
to me.
pulled by a line. But I'm going to have a caveat with that, and I want to show you. But let's get through the rest of the video here. So, all right, we're back to being relatively neutral, right? Flight level according to the horizon or the equator of it, and it's matching.
I would say if this was some sort of device, and you got a rotation in the center of this sphere, and if it's spinning at such a high rate, it most likely would wobble like this. Because remember, I was talking about the German flying saucers, which was pretty much like a gyroscope, isn't it? Like a fan blade spinning around, like a helicopter blade. And when you play that into a disc-shaped craft, the first models, if we say that the Germans did build this, which seems to be more likely, even though there's no proof, the actual device itself, the aircraft wobbled, it shook. Just saying, as a gyro instrument inside this sphere would most probably create this wobble.
Pretty much the
you can see it there,
the reflection on the bottom, but we're
Or
still
spring.
wobbling. Okay, and let's see, can we see rotation still?
There is a wobble. Yeah.
All right, not enough detail to see rotation. All right, I want to show you something. So if you were going to design an object like this and you want it to stay extremely locked in, right, and have no visible movement like this, right, as it's getting tugged around, you would have to do one of two things. You would have to actually cut a hole in the top and put the string down into the object, so that way you're pulling it from the center of mass. You're not pulling it from the very top, you're pulling it from maybe just above the center of mass, which is going to make it want to stay in that same, orientation the entire flight. Or, and this is what I don't like that I've seen this. So now we're going to go and we're going to talk about gyroscopes. So I think
right, we just get to this quickly.
There is a very distinct and real possibility.
Sorry, guys, if you find this boring, we will move on really quickly. I want to just see the rest of this video, and I'm just going to lurk on hidden stream. And then we're going to troll over a little bit. We should do that in a second. And then we'll move on to something else. I've got loads of stuff to talk about, but I think this is more or less fake and gay, mate. Gonna be honest with you. I'm sorry to sound like that guy, but this is hiding with someone we're talking about here.
That this sphere has a gyroscope in it, and it's being pulled from the very top, but there's a gyroscope inside, and that's being used to stabilize it. So I couldn't find a video of a gyroscope hanging from a string. I don't own a gyroscope to be able to even play with it, but this is going to demonstrate the same physics, right? The same mechanics, gyroscopic mechanics of how they move. And that right there, you see that wobble?
Yeah,
that's very similar to what we're seeing in the sphere itself.
This is interesting. This is interesting.
And that's gyroscopic action when it gets out of balance, and it's kind of fighting to stay in that plane of rotation, right?
Okay. You see what I mean by that? By the rotation of the gyroscope, it could actually potentially make this thing wobble. There is one more clip of this. I'm just going to show
this nucleus that was observed. As Engineer Avila said, we can observe that there are 3 different densities that are involved. Let's let the video run a bit, and we'll have the image on screen any moment. This is the nucleus, and it's real. This is an image that was made of the sphere, that was made at.
Was it used by AI by any chance?
The university.
See the production line, guys, behind this. They've got a potential alien. Right. Let's just really think about this for a second. You've got an alien or extraterrestrial object, okay, that you've just been seeing flying through the sky. You picked it up. You're in a flipping shopping mall, and the object's right there. That concept alone doesn't make any sense. This is why people are not taking it seriously. It seems to be too good to be true. Do you think this was all planned? Do you think it was just to get the UFO community hyped up? This is one of Jaime Maussan's tricks again.
It's a tomography.
Hey, Abandon, how's it going?
As you
man?
can
Nice
see,
to
there
you.
are
Come on in.
certain holes right here that
That's
are
up with
located
that.
at the equator, which is right here, right through the center. We got the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere. When I saw this, I asked myself, once again, where's the energy source for it to
Okay.
levitate?
I know what he's going to say.
Reason for which I started investigating how satellites have a cable and they can be charged through the cable.
Oh God, is he going to say what I think he's going to
But
say? It looks like a Tesla tower, doesn't it?
I was reminded of Nikola Tesla.
Oh my God.
Nikolai Tesla experimented with his famous tower, the Wondercliff. Let's see what he did. As you can tell, this Tesla tower, if you see it vertically, you can see that there's a tube that goes down the center, which is an electrical conductor. It goes underground, and we have certain pallets that are being generated with the current. It generates an electric current, and it's distributed up top.
Lay off the tacos.
And
I
when the
see.
plates move, it generates the necessary charge.
Okay, right. So
Let's move
basically,
forward.
yes, definitely move forward and eat some salad for Christ's sake. Right. First of all, he's just basically taking this image. It could be AI generated for all I bloody care, and he goes, "Oh, that just so happens to look like a Tesla tower." But the video that we've seen before kind of makes sense due to the wobbliness of this object. It might be a gyroscope inside. We're saying that this object is actually real. But again, he's just taken that and goes, "Oh, that makes sense," and just apply what we think we know what Nikola Tesla is. You know, even though the papers are actually hidden, you need to understand with Nikola Tesla. Yes, he was a miracle man. What he did with electricity, but a lot of his patterns have been hidden. And I think over the years, especially with the birth of the internet, a lot of wild and wacky ideas about Nikola Tesla. Look, he did some wacky, weird stuff. You know, the death ray for sure. But where's the documentation of the death ray? Do you understand? Like, no one's really. I'm sure there's a science to it, but I'm looking like both avenues here. Like, should we trust what this guy is saying, Mr. Taco Man, right here? I just know I can't. He's just basically taking this image, and God knows where this image really came from, whether or not it's, like I said, AI generated. Because again, Heine Musan and that gang has been using AI to enhance stuff, hence Jeremy Corbell. Again, he's just that because that looks like what's it called? The Tesla Tower, the Winchester Mine. I can't remember. The Wardenclyffe Tower. That was called. Sorry, the name was bogging me then. Yeah, the Wardenclyffe Tower. That's basically what this energy device that Nikola Tesla created. So it's just looked at that and went, "Oh yeah, Tesla Tower, 100% for sure. Let's combine Tesla and this together and make a load of bullshit out of it."
So then I asked myself the following.
Yeah, they would have.
What if we grabbed the Tesla tower and we inserted it into the sphere? And since there's no river to generate those electrical charges, according to science,
Yeah, this is
is
it.
only through friction.
Yeah, you make a good point there because the Wardenclyffe Tower had to be grounded. It had to have a cable going into the ground to make it Earth related. That's how they sort of expand the energy. It's the whole, like I said, there's a whole science to it. So it doesn't really understand or make sense that will be in a sphere. Do you know what I mean? Like this whole fucking thing is just this is why I stayed off it. I'm just like, do you know what? I don't think there's any validity to this until now, and I'm still going no. Actually,
You should rub those materials together to create friction. And then I thought of this next image. When I generate electrical charge, we would have a field. But let's stop for a moment. Let's go back to the previous image, please. These charges are going to be distributed throughout the sphere. But there's something that is very important. There's a physical property within physics that tells you that the addition of magnetic fields that you can add to a sphere, they will counter-arrest each other. That's the Gauss law. the electrical field is equal to 0. But what if we make it rotate? So there's friction at the center. So when we start to make the sphere rotate, we start generating different fields.
Great. I think a lot of people are just trying to apply what they think they know what this device is. Benny, cut the thing open. I don't want to see your radar. Cut the thing open. Let's have a look. I don't know, guys. Look, oh, sorry. Oh, do apologize. Right, Stephen Greer said something. All right, it's a minute and a half.
The Buga Sphere. Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Stephen Greer. I'm in Mexico City. As many of you know, we've been examining the Buga Sphere for the last 2 days with Congress.
Buga Sphere. I mean, it sounds like this object picks his own nose or something like that. Buga.
Congressman Burleson and a group of scientists. We've just been notified by Jaime Mason that there was an attempt by fake policemen to enter the vault where the Buga Sphere is stored, and we have notified security in the apparatus I'm working with under law enforcement. And you should know that the other risk here is that we have taken specific samples from the Buga Sphere that will be tested in a state-of-the-art lab to prove whether or not the metal, as well as some of the other components, are of Earth or outer space origin. Those scientists' information have been provided to the top law enforcement and security apparatus that I'm working with. And so any sort of attempts to interfere with this examination will be known, and the people and perpetrators will be held to account for. So this is what I wanted people to know, and we're doing everything to set up security for this. Thank you.
No, thank you, Stephen. So you got that information from Jaime Maussan. These fake policemen tried to take away this sphere. I'm sorry, but they would have got this, snagged it way in advance by now. Something doesn't seem right, guys. I'm going to be honest. It's only until now I'm getting my true perspective on obviously the very small amount of videos I've watched. Okay, bear in mind, but nevertheless, the people that are involved, you just can't trust. I do not trust Stephen Greer. I do not trust Jaime Maussan, and even Danny Sheehan I'm a bit skeptical about. Anything to do with a foundation, or like one would say a grifting for money. I tell you what, guys, next year, what people don't realize, hey, Saggy Paul, how's it going, man? How's it going? And I was going to say something then. Oh, yeah. So next year, I'm looking to go to Contact in the Desert. Yes. Me going to Contact in the Desert. Yes. So it's a bit of a plan ahead. But I'm going to find a lot of these so-called grifters going to be part of this conference. I don't know how long I'm going to go for, but nevertheless, I think it's worth. Hey, we've got Lolo from Rumble. Oh, blame me, got Rumble. Oh, yeah, I forgot I'm live on Rumble. Hello, everyone on Rumble. How you all doing? Excuse me. I'm just going to check how many people on Rumble. 30 people on Rumble. How's it going? Nice to see you all. Nice to see you all. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what the whole atmosphere is going to be like, because I've got to show you something. What are we doing? Right, put it up here. Let's go to oh yeah, we get to these like crazy videos in a minute. Right, this I thought this is quite interesting. So Chris Bloodsoe was in Contact in the Desert, which happened, I think it was like last month. And he did this summoning of UFOs and stuff like that. And I can't remember what her name was, Kelly something. Guys, help me out here. You know, she does a podcast on UFOs, or I think she did do a podcast on UFOs. And she went to this event, summoning UFOs with Chris Bloodsoe. And this is her experience, all right? Just listen to this, because this is what I'm going to find out next year. And yes, I'm going to do like a full report and a proper, true, non-bias. I'm not going to be like a dick about it, but I'm going to find out what these people are really... I get to know the person when I'm actually with them. I don't have to speak to them or anything like that. I get the vibe just being in a room with them. Okay, not judging.
I really like Chris. Like I went to his like thing at Contact in the Desert where he was like
They got
I
to
was
her.
right, like I was ready, and I was there with bells on, and like, you know, that whole he posted like at 9:45 this thing appeared, and I said that it would. That was 100% a plane. I was
This
there.
was where was this? You cut out for a second there.
Oh, sorry. It was at Contact in the Desert. He was doing like summoning orbs live.
Skywatch.
Oh,
Yeah, he
you were
said don't
there.
call it. Yeah, I was there, and I was so
Okay.
excited, and I because I was bought in, fully ready to see an orb, and like he said, you know, at 9:45 this orb's going to appear, and at 9:45 there was a plane that was exactly in a very heavily traveled flight path that was being used all night. It was absolutely a plane. And what really disturbed me about it was that he was telling people live when they're like, no, it's a plane. He's like, no, don't even think it's a plane, because if you start thinking it's a plane, it's going to turn into a plane. And like about that time, I packed up my towel and got out of there, because I was just like, I cannot, not today.
That just made me think of the Stephen Greer clip where he's like, turn off your night vision. Okay,
Yep. Right.
Everybody turn off your night vision.
Do not look at the man behind the curtain.
It's definitely a UFO for sure.
Kelly, can I ask you a question about Chris?
Sure.
I didn't go to the Skywatch. I didn't want to do that. But do you think that he knew that it was a plane, or do you think that he believes it was the others or whatever?
I don't
speculating.
Chris Bledsoe does not. I mean, I don't know, but Chris Bledsoe does not strike me as a liar. Like I don't think he's a liar. I think but I think that he, like I said, I think he's been psyoped to hell and back, and he's been made to believe that he's a prophet of God. And I don't know that his relationship to reality is super strong these days. And I think that that's really unfortunate.
Do you think just real quick, Sandra, do you think he the vision of the lady and the bull and the prophecy that he received, do you think that was something that was, do you think that was a real experience with NHI, or do you think that was a psyop on him?
I think that was probably real, because that's weird, right? Like it carries all the hallmarks of like a really weird, anomalous experience half the time. Like I kind of.
Yeah. So it'd be interesting to see Chris Bledsoe if he is there in Contact in the Desert next time, because yes, I'm going to go on for these C5. I'm going to be doing the whole shebang, the whole everything. I think it's going to be like the only time I'm going to go into America. All right, because I can't stand the plane rides. I'm going to be honest with you, so I'm just going to ride it for what it's worth. So oh man, these people, it's just, I hate to sound like that guy. And I'll tell you what, Rich from Goof On said exactly the same thing. It's like, look, listen, guys, I just hate to be this guy who just sounds like a debunker, doesn't believe in anything. It's like, that is not the case at all. It's, once you understand how the game is played, you understand my perspective. It's like, the way I describe it, and I think described it before, the fact that I have no idea how baseball is played in American sports. Like, I have no idea. I got loosely know how it's played. But if I sat down and watched the game being played in front of me, I'd be like, right, I can just about get the gist of like how the game is, you know, how the teams work, basically. But if you take that analogy and you put that into 20 years of watching the game, you get to understand how the game is played, all the tactics, the players, all the people involved. And then you can more or less like predict to a certain degree how things are going. That's ufology. That is how I treat ufology. The same with what Rich is saying, Rich from Goof On, is that the fact when you've been in this topic for so long, you understand how the game is played. And for me, I'm just going, I just cannot trust these people until someone actually gives decent evidence, solid evidence to prove anything they're coming forward with. I just cannot stand Trust Me Bros at the moment. And man, I've had a massive consciousness shift in the past 6 months, and it just seems to be getting worse. And I do apologize, guys, if I do come across as a bit skeptical and like that. I need the proof now. And you know, when Chris Bledsoe says, oh yeah, we contacted extraterrestrials in Contact in the Desert, and you speak to someone like, if I was there, I'll be like, well, it's the fucking plane. Clearly, I know what planes look like. And Kelly Trace
said the same thing. You know, it's clearly this object was in the flight path of an aircraft. And then Chris Bloodsell was saying that, oh, don't think of it as a plane because it might turn into one. I mean, it's just stupid. It just really annoys me, you know. And instead of actually taking this topic seriously, we get idiots like this. I'm not talking about you, Kelly. I'm talking about obviously Chris Bloodsell. Oh, mate, I really don't know. So, in terms of the severe, I'm going to wait until our lovely lady turns up. Go on. When is she going to turn up? I don't know. I don't know. Her name's Elena. Ever heard of Elena before? Not too sure. She deals with like UFOs and stuff like that. But yeah, Ray, I'm same with you, Nick. It's been months and they need that evidence. Yes, for sure. We do need it at this point. It just seems to be. I can't stand. Trust me, bros. And I'm going to be honest. I think next show I want to do, guys. I don't want to go personal, mate. I really don't. But 2025 has been a very tricky year for me, and I'm really sort of having this massive like consciousness shift where I just don't really trust anything anymore. And it's really, is it black pilled or something like that? We'll talk about it next week. But anyway, severe stuff. Let's forget for the time being. Wait until our lovely Elena turns up, but hopefully be shortly. So hey, jamming music, man. How's it going? Welcome on in. Yeah, no more severe stuff, mate. We're moving on with that stuff. I bet it's probably faking gay. Absolutely. This was quite interesting, right?
Hi, it's Dana Horchowski. It is
first things first, I love videos from this time period. Very nostalgic. It reminds me of YouTube when it used to be actually really good and not having any restrictions and stuff like that. Yeah, 2009. Oh God, I think that's nearly 20 years ago. Crazy.
October the 9th.
Oh, so when will humans wake up? She says in 2009. Play just like a couple of minutes, and then I might just like 420 or something like that.
2009, and I'm going to read you the Secret Covenant. I only have 10 minutes. It's on the Polly Hicks section of CanadaStreetNews.com, and this is dedicated to the Jesuits, the High Freemasons, and the High Knights of Columbus, and those that have pledged a blood oath allegiance to the Luciferians, secret societies. The Secret Covenant.
Yeah, save it, mate.
An illusion it will be, so large, so vast, it will escape their perception. Those who will see it will be thought of as insane. We will create separate fronts to prevent them from seeing the connection between us.
Is that the one that Hidden's doing at the moment? Because Hidden's got he's interviewing someone who's taking the footage of like this alien walking past like this doorbell. I think like the doorbell footage of it. Yeah, it seems quite interesting. It might be that one, mate. Yeah, I have seen it. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I tell you what, we'll go through this and might troll Hidden a little bit. Grabs attention. But I tell you what, for this time period, guys, I think she goes on for like 9 minutes on this one. But the fact that this time period was pretty much like a lead up to yes, I know he's doing that. He apologized. He says, oh mate, I'm going live when you're going live. I'm like, oh man, it doesn't matter, it's all good, don't matter, it's all good. So yeah, around about 2009, this was a massive lead up to 2012. There's a massive consciousness shift that's going to be happening at that time. The Mayan calendar, that was really, really in the psyche for the alternative movement and the conspiracy realm at that time period as well. So it seems to be like an awakening shift that was sort of happening. Now, I did believe something was going to happen in 2012. Obviously, nothing happened in terms of the end of the world and stuff like that. It's just like the calendar just sort of, the Mayan calendar sort of changes. It doesn't change. It just goes back to its normal cycle again. But I think this consciousness shift that potentially could be happening might be a long process. Now, one person could say, well, COVID was a clear example of that. But think about this. It was nothing spiritual. COVID was just a fact that we've just been lied to and going, oh, actually, no, what we've been told was a complete lie. But the whole spiritual awakening realm at that time was to do, well, spiritually. Okay, spiritual awakening. This was the whole process. So would you say from 2009 to where we are now, has there been a spiritual awakening where humans are starting to wake up? Either if it's spiritually or just the fact that they're waking up because they've just been lied to by governments and you know, I mean, COVID, like I said, COVID was, and the pandemic was, I mean, lockdowns was a massive component of, oh shit, I think something else is going on here. You know, if one just takes a step back and realize what was happening at the time, anyone with a conscious brain and going, hold on a minute, let's not take that thing that everyone's been bullying me to take it. You know, you don't understand things like I already say on the show. Hey, Tony D, how's it going? Welcome on in from South Wales. And tell you what, mate, I was in South Wales last week on Saturday. I camped out in, oh my God, the name, Pans. Oh, hold on. I got to Google this. Is it Pans? Oh my God, the name of it. Is it Pansvale or something like that? Pennyvale? That's it. Pen Y Van. I can't think of the name. Yeah, Pen Y Van. Have you heard of that place? I think it's South Wales, Tony. I'm not too sure on that one, but yeah, beautiful place. I'm not sure. Is it South Wales? I'm not too sure. Yeah, Pen Y Van. You do like the they do all the treks, the hiking treks up like the sort of like mountains. Not really mountains, you know, it's a bit really high up in the sort of in the valleys and stuff like that. Beautiful place, and it was a wonderful drive, I have to admit. So it's not a nice little camping area there, but yeah. For those who don't know, people in America, Wales is like the land and the home of like the castles and stuff like that. Beautiful place, real stunning. Honestly, if I ever retired, South Wales, I have to get another bloody Englishman living over there. So yeah, welcome on in, Tony. Welcome on in, brother. Yes. Oh, did you really, man? You've been uploading videos. I need to check that out, man. 2009. So you're like an OG sort of guy. God, let's go back. Man, that's nearly 20 years, jamming. That's nearly 20 years. Incredible. Chat. I would say yes, there has been an awakening. Yeah. Yes, I would say so. But I think the powers that be may be pushing disinformation into the psyche realm. We should get to that in a bit. Oh, Sandy, nice to see you. Nice to see you, Sandy. People are waking up in the 60s, 70s to though, yeah. But this is it. Is it something to do with a spiritual awakening? I never quite understood that. Or is it just the fact, like I said, like the pandemic was a massive awakening for a lot of people, and it sort of reawakened me at the same time. I mean, I was going for that awakening process anyway, but the fact that it's just like, hold on a minute, there's like an agenda here, a new world order. This is what I mean by the awakening process, because the spiritual awakening is something spiritual happening, but the awakening that we're talking about is just the fact that governments and the powers that be just been lying to us for, you know, that time period. Yes, it did. I mean, if you look at it, I don't want to like talk about the pandemic so much, but the fact that it was a global event, like it was all around the world, and it seems to be very calculated. So it was just a chance that Bat got flipping AIDS, and it's just like, oh, come on, fucking. Why are we supposed to believe in the mainstream media all of a sudden? You know what I mean? You got to stop puffing, mate. Who, me? Am I Is it showing up on the mic, mate? I do apologize. Yeah, Pens Y Van, that's it. Yeah. Yes, please hit the like button. That'd be much appreciated. Yeah, but Pens Y Van, beautiful place, mate. Beautiful place. Yeah. I remember a certain somebody who showed me some photographs back in the day. Highest Man and the Beacon. Bracken Beacons named something else now. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, it's the Beacons, isn't it? Yeah, that's the area. Bracken Beacons. Yeah, I do believe there's been some, I'm not too sure, like human mutilations there. I don't know. When this lady comes on to the show, she might be able to help us out at some point. Calling her a lady. Mountain, yeah. Honestly, anyone in England, go check out Pens Y Van. Any part of Wales, absolutely stunning. Even Cardiff Castle, because they never lie. It's ufology, mate. Ufology. So yeah, I just thought that was interesting in terms of what this was going on here. Let's put it a bit bigger. Let's bring up Twitter again. Let's see what we got on Twitter before our guest turns up. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So just to lead up. Oh, Rotary, don't worry, man. I listened back to the show. I was like, actually, I did blame you for that one, but no, it wasn't intentional. It wasn't intentional. So yeah, there's a lot of drama going on with Ashton and Professor Dave. I thought Professor Dave's video was fucking brilliant. Moody, how's it going, man? Yeah, the pandemic, and after the 2016 Trump election, and how the media went crazy after he was elected, and he was never recovered since. Yeah, I mean, all things have changed now. I mean, my mind's changed a bit on everything, and especially Trump as well. I thought when Trump got into office, I'm over here, guys. Yeah, when Trump got into office, I really thought things were more or less smoothing out, but it seems to be getting more crazier. I'm going to be honest. I have been taking like a step back on a lot of stuff that's been presented in the mainstream media. A lot of like fear mongering. If I put up, for instance, a new web page up now, it'll basically say World War III, World War III, World War III, World War III. So, okay, great. This is the last thing I want. You know, where's the safest place if a nuclear attack happens? It's like, I don't want to fucking see this shit. It's not going to happen, but I don't want to hear about it. You know what I mean? World destruction is the aim. Oh, yeah. For Christ's sake. This geezer is a prick. Yeah. But last time I'm going to talk about this, right? There is no need to just... Look, I call topics retard. I try not to call people retard, okay? Or a certain topic retarded. But like the orb sort of thing. And it's the reason why I stay away from this shit. Because if you look through the comment section through here and through Professor Dave's video, which was actually fucking brilliant, by the way, and people don't say that because, you know, he's a skeptic. It's like, yeah, but I have to listen. I listened to a video the other day that debunked Graham Hancock. I saw Graham Hancock on Monday. You know, but I'm not in that echo chamber. I need to look both perspectives. And the people that did watch Professor Dave's video, I think you probably want to go watch it because it really shows the ugly side of this guy. I'm not talking about Dave here. I don't want to create drama, but it's like there's a reason why I just don't talk about it because the arrogance, I can't stand it. I'm just being vile and nasty to people. No need, you know, it's just like no need for it, man. But anyway, let's get off the fucking screen. Let's get the fucking off. Get out of here. Right. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, this was it. I think, what did Rotary put out? Not Rotary. One True Saxon, you put something that was quite interesting. Yeah, Foo Fighters. And I think I had this. Yeah, I did have it saved. Yeah. This is quite interesting, right? And we have talked about Foo Fighters before. But the fact that there's really, well, three sides for this, okay? One, what the pilot saw back in World War II was in fact either something German related, German technology, something extraterrestrial, or it could be just something like Moody Mongrel would say it would be something to do with a radar system, right? Just for a clarification, if you see this photograph here, no, hold on. That one here, hold on, wait a minute. One of them is actually in Japan, not actually Germany. I don't think either of them is to do with the aircraft. I think it might be the top one here, all right? Because remember, the Japanese also saw these objects as well. Let's get to chat. So it's very interesting because at that time period, yes, we were the pilots were seeing disc-shaped objects, severe sort of silvery balls, and obviously these balls glowed like a halo effect, which is basically what you see in that top photograph there. Everything went... Oh my God, so I got dry mouth. Wicked dry mouth. Ooh, black and white after. Okay. Yeah, this is it. I'm at that stage. Sorry, guys, you're going to hear me slurping. I do apologize. I just had to have a balanced view on both perspective. And this is what I've done with chemtrails and German flying saucers. My mind has definitely flipped on both. I'm not denying both of them, but at the same time, I need to have a balanced view, a more mature, common sense view, because I spent so many years going down a very specific echo chamber. And it's just, believe in, trust me, bros. It's like, well, hold on a minute. Let's just take a step back and reevaluate what we're actually seeing here. You know, where am I getting as a researcher? As you can see here, I've got tons of books. It's where is the information coming from? Who's giving this information? Why am I receiving this information? I think those are very, very poignant questions to ask to any researcher. And just don't rely on flipping 10-second TikTok videos and go, oh, no. You know, they're blocking out the sun, you know. It's like, well, how do you know that? Who's saying that? Well, Barbara, who works in Tesco's, and she just found out about chemtrails 2 months ago, told me about it. It's like, but she doesn't know clouds, she doesn't know weather. You know, why are you believing in her? You know, so just be very careful on what information you're coming across. And like I said, don't stick into an echo chamber. It's okay to go. I look at skeptic views. I watched a video the other day on 9/11 that was showing it was a controlled demolition. I didn't believe it, you know, but again, I'm not gonna watch this video because it's not the way I approach information. You know, I didn't. It's one of those things. More mature way of looking at stuff. You know. Let's see what we've got here. Mainstream media is dead. It's dying, mate. Same with the bladed BBC. The BBC sent us another letter saying, "Oh, you owe us money." It's like we don't watch BBC. Yeah, but if you watch these other programs not related to BBC, you're still fine. It's like, no, you can't do that. You can't threaten people. You know, they sent me an email saying, "Oh, why did you quit our broadcasting?" It's like, well, you keep hiding pedophiles. You know, we don't watch the crap. Have you seen Doctor Who? I've seen a clip of it. It's the most gayest thing I've ever seen. The flipping Doctor Who. Yeah, okay, maybe black. That's fine. It didn't really bother me at all. But you got the Doctor is like so flamboyantly gay. He's like flicking his heels in the air, going, "Yes, Queen." It's like, what the fuck's it? It's not Doctor Who. And I was like, I just don't get it, mate. They're fucking woke company anyway, but they're going under. But yeah, same with American mainstream media, mate. It's all failing. Again, the consciousness is shift in that area where people just don't believe in mainstream media. This is why they come to shows like this. And hello to the 33 people watching this. I hope you're all doing well. World destruction, so the start of New World Order. I think we're already there, to be honest with you. It's been building up for a while, wasn't it? New Zealand is the place to be. Yes, I would you say Australia as well? But honestly, New Zealand is a beautiful place. The winds keep nuclear fallout away. However, the rich have already eaten up the land. Underground bunkers, I do believe there, mate. Prices are pretty high now. Beautiful place. Isn't that where they shot Lord of the Rings? It's very picturesque. It kind of looks like England, doesn't it? Why can't you bloody see me over here? See me? Professor Dave has done a second. Yes, I know that's it. This is the video I saw. It was the second video, and it fucking annihilates Ashton. Sorry, I don't have a great drama, but it's quite. But it shows the ugly side, is like how not to approach a subject. Do you know what I mean? You know, I'm right. I know I'm right. It's like, whoa. It's just like, come. It's like, take a step back, buddy. You know, calling people says, "Oh, you need to get mental health." It's like, well, fucking look in the mirror. Ufology has become a debunking hoax. Yeah, mate. Like I said earlier in the show, I can't. I don't want to be that person. And please, guys, hey, GJ, how's it going? Nice to see you. Welcome on in. Buga. Yeah, do you know what? That's what I thought. Buga Sphere. I thought it was like this. It sounds like a burger, like you're picking your nose or something like that. Revenge of the Alien Nerds. Oh, God, tell me about it. But like I said, guys, I hate to be this sort of guy, and don't treat me as a skeptic. I'm not. I am a true believer. I'm more of a old school researcher. I like old school cases, hence why we should check out Hidden's Underbelly show on Wednesday. So, yeah, I just have a more based approach when I come into topics. But let me just finish off with this photograph right here. So it could be a possibility that these balls that you've been seeing in World War II potentially could be that these gyro technology. However, oh yeah, plasma, not metal. No, obviously makes sense. It's a tricky one, mate. Until we actually get proper good photographs of this. And yes, we do have photographs of these balls of light in the sky. Nevertheless, it doesn't really prove it's German technology. Those claims really came forward actually during World War II at the time. There were documentations to say, look, pilots were actually seeing these balls of light. If you want more information on that, go check out, hold on. Oh, bloody hell, where is it? It's a big, thick book. If you want to know anything to do with Foo Fighters. But welcome on in, GJ. Welcome on in. This here Oh, let's put it bigger. Anything to do with Foo Fighters, go check this guy out. Graham Randall wrote this book here with that guy there, Sean Cahill. UFOs before Roswell, European Foo Fighters from 1940s to 1945. And this is a big fat book with all the details, reports of Foo Fighters. Obviously, some of these haven't been released into the public, and it's all in this book here. Graham Randall is the guy to talk about Foo Fighters. But the first reports of German potential Foo Fighters, which is obviously these spherical balls that we've been seeing, is from this book here, Intercept UFO by Renato Vesco. And this book came out in, let's grab it out here. First print 1974. Okay. And Renato Vesco is an Italian scientist who claims that Foo Fighters, what we're actually seeing in this photograph right here, was actually German technology to actually down military aircraft. So the idea is that these balls, especially this bottom photograph here, right there, these were devices that looked like tortoise shells, and it had a piston tube, a klystron tube, it's not piston tube, a klystron tube inside, and it had a jet engine inside this, it looked like a tortoise shell, and it had a specific fuel mixture. And what happened, the whole idea of this device was to actually send this probe up into military aircraft, obviously the Allied aircraft, the Americans and the English. And these devices will get to a certain altitude and actually glow as a halo effect, which is what you're seeing in the top photograph here. And they will sit on the ends of the aircraft, create a huge magnetic discharge, and this will actually affect the cockpit recordings and actually cut out the engine, causing the aircraft to crash. So in one respect, instead of actually shooting the aircraft down from ground level to the sky, you actually send these probes up and actually down these aircraft. That is what was talked about. But there's no really real reports of actually downing of military aircraft at that time. Might be wrong on that one. I should probably talk about Graham Randolph. So yeah, that is basically what Foo Fighters were to a certain degree back in the day. Hey, Scottish Allen 420. Yes, we shall 420 in a bit. We shall play some videos and stuff like that. But Moody is saying here, we know that German radar, if the radar beams crossed, would ionize the air and create a plasma ball, which would then move around. Yeah. Is that two beams crossing together like that? I mean, there's one way that could potentially be a real thing. If, for instance, if you've got like high cloud cover, like cirrus stratus, a possibility that if you've got like thick cloud cover. Remember that photograph I showed you in the beginning of the show with a glow in the sky? The only way we can see that glow in the sky is because of the cloud cover. So in one way, the aircraft were flying at that time, and this is actually backed up in books, is that they flew at a specific altitude so the enemy can spot them. And this is actually backed up in this book here in 1942. I know people are going to go, oh, you're a fucking debunker. And it says here about condensation trails of how not to fly at a certain altitude because it will give off a persistent trail. And that's how the enemy can spot the aircraft flying in the sky. So it's a whole like science behind this. No, not a debunker of chemtrails, but you know, that's what it was back in the day. So yeah, when you got that high cloud cover, yes, potentially it could produce a ionized plasma ball in the sky. Obviously talking about the radar system here. And it would probably move a bit. I know it's kind of hard to actually have like video footage of this, like balls of light, but it honestly, mate, Moody, that would probably make more logical sense that this could have been, you know, plasma balls. But there are still reports of flying discs and spherical balls at the same time. So don't cross the don't cross the streams, right? Right. So yeah, I thought that was quite interesting to show you that. Let's see what else we've got in here. Let's see if our guest is ready. Right. Oh, she sent me an email. Fantastic. I'm sorry. I gotta laugh. I'm gonna laugh. Yeah, she's coming. She's coming. She's going body blue. Woo! Right. You see what I'm talking about in a minute. Right. This spherical ball, fake and gay. Let's move on to something else. Yeah, check this out. One more time, one more time. Oh, sometimes, man, you gotta have a laugh. You gotta have a laugh. Oh dear. Oh, man, I'm ready to 420. Right. Okay, right. I'm gonna be honest. Oh, why is it buffering? Hold on. Sorry, guys. Let's bring this back up again. Yeah, but that wet fish hitting that guy across the face, that was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Why is it still jerky? I'm going to be honest with you. The Italian Prime Minister, what's her name? Giorgia Meloni. I kind of got the hots for her. I'm going to be honest with you. It's not playing. It's probably for the best, to be honest with you. But yeah, she looks drugged up on this one. She looks like she's all over the place. And we know that all these politicians take, in quotation marks, cocaine and drugs and stuff like that. Allegedly, don't come at me, but even though we do it anyway. But yeah, it was a really weird video. Unfortunately, it's buffering at the moment. But yeah, it's just like really weird. Her eyes are like just looks like she's on drugs or something like that. You know, probably mind control or something. Come on, guest. Oh, is she? She ran around immigration, was she? She was all over the place, to be honest with you. Oh, so I used a Nikon P1000 and saw something 60 miles away. Please explain this. Should have been hundreds of feet below the horizon. I don't know, man. I mean, 60 miles away, that's quite a long way, isn't it? Honestly, when it comes to perspective and stuff like that, mate, I'm not the right answer. I'm not the right person to answer that question because I'm thick as pig shit, honestly, mate. But Nikon P1000. I mean, I love my cameras and stuff like that. I would love to get like a proper decent camera if I had the money for it, sort of track the skies and everything like that, especially the aircraft. Apparently, the US in World War II had a device which created balls of plasma beside their planes, which would have lowered the radar signal of the whole squadron of planes. However, it never been admitted to. Oh, right. Okay, that's interesting. I wonder if there's any like documentations for that. So that's besides radar then that can create that balls of plasma. That's interesting. Yeah. But plasma tech was used during World War II. I'm gonna have to do a follow-up on that, mate. What was it called? Sorry, Moody. What was the device called? Was it part of the radar system? Because I got a book here where like shows all the radar systems that were used during World War II. It's interesting though. It's definitely interesting. Come on, guest. Whatever her name is. Right, let's talk about more agenda stuff. And this is one reason talking about this awakening process. One thing I ask people is about climate change. Do they believe in climate change? The amount of people that go, no, not believing it, not believing it anymore. And this was from a documentary that was hidden. You can't find it on YouTube, but I actually found it. And it's to do with CO2. All right. Check this out.
Professor Clark and others have indeed discovered, as Al Gore says, a link between carbon dioxide and temperature. But what Al Gore doesn't say is that the link is the wrong way round.
So here we're looking at the ice core record from Vostok. And in the red, we see temperature going up from early time to later time at a very key interval when we came out of a glaciation. And we see the temperature going up.
Okay. I'm not joking. I'm seriously not joking. On Monday, I was at Graham Hancock's place, and I actually we're actually talking about like climate change and whether or not I believe it. And I said, mate, it's all to do with control. This whole climate change narrative, it really is to do with control. I mean, in England, it's 15-minute cities, can't drive anywhere, can't have a petrol car, can't have a gas boiler, can't have a wood stove. There will be one point you can't even grow food. They would cut off the water supply, all because it's got to save the planet. Blah, 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 blah. It's all bollocks. It's all to do with control. And when you put that in perspective, when people that don't think about that, they go, "Oh, right, yeah, that kind of makes sense." Actually, when you think about that, it's like, yeah, why didn't people just don't think? Do you know what I mean? It's not their fault. It's not their fault that they're in CNN brain. It's just I shouldn't really be judging these people because we were there once, guys. We were there once, and it's only a matter of time until shit is at the moment is literally hitting the fan.
And then we see the CO2 coming up. CO2 lags behind that increase. It's got an 800-year lag. So temperature is leading CO2 by 800 years.
There have now been several major ice core surveys. Every one of them shows the same thing. The temperature rises or falls, and then, after a few hundred years, carbon dioxide follows.
So obviously, carbon dioxide is not the cause of that warming. In fact, we can say that the warming produced the increase in carbon dioxide.
CO2 clearly cannot be causing temperature changes. It's a product of temperature. It's following temperature changes.
The ice core record goes to the very heart of the problem we have here. They said, if the CO2 increases in the atmosphere as a greenhouse gas, then the temperature will go up. But the ice core record shows exactly the opposite. So the fundamental assumption, the most fundamental assumption of the whole theory of climate change due to humans is shown to be wrong.
But how can it be that higher temperatures lead to more CO2 in the atmosphere? To understand this, we must first restate the obvious point that carbon dioxide is a natural gas produced by all living things.
Few things annoy me more than to hear people talking about carbon dioxide as being a pollutant. You're made of carbon dioxide. I'm made of carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is how living things grow.
There we go. So what they're saying there is that the fact that, well, we get to your comment in a minute, we do. The fact that CO2 is not a pollutant is all to do with the temperature. Once temperature rises, CO2 rises. Bear in mind, the oceans produce 10 times the amount of CO2 we humans produce in a year. We have volcanoes produce double the amount of CO2. It's just like you had the medieval warm period, and this is what Graham Hancock was talking about. It's like we had that time period. There was no industrial age. What I mean, how I just don't understand why. Well, I do understand because obviously there's an agenda behind it, but they really are pushing this now. But if people just think, go back like 100,000 years, and there is data to prove this, that fact temperature goes up and down like a flipping yo-yo. And another aspect is the thing with England, guys. The thing is with England is that, you know, where we are in England is that we have a jet stream going right across England. And then if the jet stream goes up north, it pushes all the warm air from Africa and France all the way up into England. If the jet stream goes down south, basically it brings all the cold air from Antarctica and then Russia and stuff like that. So I asked my nan the other day, she's 88 years old. I said, Nan, has England been great in terms of like summer? She goes, no. It says it's always been shit. Like nothing has changed. It's always been like we'll have like a period when it's hot summer, a period where it's shit summer, and it's always been like that. And this is coming from an 88-year-old. You know, she might be, you know, not to say she's got dementia or anything like that, but, you know, but she's old age and forgetful. But she clearly remembers, says, Nick, trust me, nothing has changed. It's been exactly the same. So again, someone mentioned David Bellamy. Who put that there? I did see it in chat. Hold on. Oh yeah, Corbell's cat. Yeah, David Bellamy was never on TV again after denying climate change due to humans. Yes, he was at a conference which I missed because that was the last conference before he died, and he's the only one that came forward and saying, why are we having solar panels? Why are we having wind turbines? They said they're completely bloody useless. That's been pushed by Ed Miliband as this, you know, carbon neutral bollocks that's been put forward. Again, as I said, it's a complete bloody farce what's been happening. But David Bellamy, bless his soul, I know he's no longer with us, but he at least had the balls to step forward and say, no, I'm not agreeing with this. And everything Al Gore and those people pedal pushed going back in 2007 and 8, Los Angeles would be underneath the ocean by now in 10 years. Well, it's been 15 years and it's still nothing has changed. It's like, I can't stand this shit, man. I'm not buying it anymore. I'm not buying it. I think Professor Simon, YT channel, discussed it in the past too, discussing Foo Fighters. Yeah, this Professor Simon, he's not a professor, mate. He's just named Simon Holland, I believe. People call him professor, he ain't really. Oh yeah, this is what I'm gonna get to, mate. The tech wasn't named, but in the 1980s, a famous UK research professor discussed it. He had explained it for some plasma research. Got told off after for discussing it. Interesting. Oh, thanks for that, man. Can't remember the name though. There's probably information on the web somehow. I shall have a little look, brother, because that's interesting. The plasma side of stuff. Blah, 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 blah. So yeah, we have our guest that's turned up. So I'd like to welcome our new guest. She's absolutely she knows a lot about UFOs and she's new to the whole topic. And I'd like to welcome in Alina. Alina, are you here? Where are you two? There you go. Oh, what am I doing? It's hidden. It's hidden. I don't know what I was doing there, mate. Yes, I was calling you a woman to be calling on the show. So yeah, no offense, brother. But yeah. But how was the show, man? I was gonna troll you.
I thought you was it went good. It went good.
Yeah, yeah. Good. So what was the verdict then? Because the footage looks really good. I have to admit, it looks like very alien-esque as it's going across the door cam.
Sorry. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say. I just really don't know what to say. Thank you. One does try. I mean, I just think the fact that she's willing to come and talk about it adds more because that's all I can say. I 100% was with it the moment I saw it. I was blown away.
So what was she saying? Because I didn't know the full grasp of the story. Was she saying that the fact that did she hear something? I mean, how did she spot this?
Well, she got a notification. So she said so then 4 minutes later after the notification, she looked and she saw this thing. But what she revealed, the newest thing that she told me was that there's a camera on the front of the door, because like this is like the kind of the side, and that's motion detector censored, and that never went off. It was just the one camera, because also if you listen to the video of hers or my video, but her video as well, you can hear a noise towards the end, like loud banging. Well, she said that's her back gate. So this thing opened the back gate and went in the back gate, but she's got motion detector cameras on the back gate, and nothing was picked up. Nothing was triggered.
Because even like a cat or even like a fox, I mean, they got what in America they got like
coyotes,
raccoons, coyotes and raccoons and stuff like that. So that would easily get pictured up on the.
That's what we're waiting for Mick West to chime in with. It's either going to be a bird. It's either going to be a bird or a raccoon.
Yeah, something with wings. Yeah, no, it's interesting, man. Yeah, that's a good shout. So is that really taking traction then at the moment?
I think it is. There's some things. It's her business to talk about, but yeah, it is catching fire. It is catching fire. I mean, some proper people, and like I did say on live stream that she did the best thing. Rather than say like the Vegas sighting where people came in and took the footage and stuff, that they're saying you can see the aliens. People came in, took the footage, and we've never seen that yet.
I see.
But she done the best thing. She just posted as soon as she said to me, "Look, I posted it within half an hour of this thing happening."
It just blew up then.
Well, I hope it does for her. Yeah. I mean, I'm just the middleman. I'm just the middleman, man.
Yeah.
I was just.
I mean, fair play.
Sorry.
No, that's all right. I mean, fair play for her for stepping forward, and actually doing a good deed, because it's not for everyone to come forward, and say. potential alien in my front porch. You know what I mean?
Well, the thing is, I did have to make it clear on the live show. She never called it an alien. She just I'm the one that called it an alien because as you know, or in my field, we got to title videos. So I use the what Captain Spaulding says. I call them as I see them. And I'm looking at this thing, and this thing did remind me of Roger the Alien. That's why I had to put him at the end of the video.
Save Roger the Alien.
you know Roger from American Dad.
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah, it kind of, actually think about it, it kind of looks like it now, doesn't it?
That's why he's at the end of the video, because that's I'm looking at that. I'm thinking that's Roger, man. That's Roger. That's Roger for real.
Like it, brilliant. Oh, but at least that was a good show, man.
Hello everyone. Hello 420 crew. I couldn't shout you out on my show because I just didn't want it. I wanted to keep it as much as I could professional, even though I made my blunders.
Oh mate, we're 420 crew, so it's all good. So yeah, the people that know, if I do go off screen, it means I just got to step out for a bit because I am forbidden to actually smoke anything related into this lounge area here. It's the missus, mate. I got to respect her wishes. So yes. So yeah, I want to get your opinion, Hidden, as you're on the show now. What is your opinion on this fear stuff? Severe?
Yeah, I have problems saying it too. The metal ball. The bug metal ball.
The bug. All right, first of all, I mean, it sounds like a bloody bogey, doesn't it? A booger ball.
It's just a shame, but...
Yeah. What's your opinions on it? Because we did talk about it loosely because I've got my theories on it.
Well, my opinion is just my opinion, but I'm starting to change my opinion on this. At first I thought this was fake.
Yeah.
But there's just, I mean, I'd like to see other people then. I don't want to call them names, but I would like to see somebody from the left field that would have a look at it.
Yeah.
But for them to, because I'll tell you who was there that I found quite interesting. You know that guy that went to Peru? Timothy.
Yeah, Timothy. I can't remember his name. But yeah,
he was there. He was there. And I'm thinking, boy, if my man's there, there's got to be something in this. I know the other people were there, but we know the game. But that guy's not in the game, man. That's him. That's him. John Stokes got his last name.
Oh, Albino, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. He was there.
But the thing mate.
Is he? Science says he's a scammer.
Oh, is he? He's not talking about Bob Lazar, is he?
Are you talking about Bob Lazar? Hey, One True Saxon, how you doing, brother?
Yeah, nice to see you, man. I'm going to be honest with you, man, because we are dealing with three people here: Heine Bassan, Stephen Greer, and obviously Danny Sheehan.
And Nacho. And Nacho as well. Nacho is the equivalent to Tyler. He's there was a skinny guy with glasses. He's the Hispanic version of Tyler from Secure Team. So there's another one in the mix.
This is it, man. This is it. I mean, but we're looking through the footage and how this thing performed, and it did wobble. I mean, we showed like a little glimpse of it. Have you seen it properly, like the stabilization?
No, I haven't.
Sorry, chat. Let me just show Hidden because we've showed this guy before, Hidden, not long ago with a different subject, and he basically stabilized.
It's making the rounds.
The
reflection on the bottom, but we're still.
But I want to show you that it kind of wobbles a little.
I couldn't find a rotation by a line. But I'm gonna have a caveat with that.
But this isn't the Buga Sphere. This is the other one.
Yeah, this is it. This is the problem because
I see it wobbling.
Right, flight level according to the pretty much the reflection on the bottom, but we're still wobbling.
The thing is with this hidden, a good point that was made. You can see it wobbling.
Yeah.
If this was an extraterrestrial craft, there might be like a gyroscope inside. So, for instance, inside the cylinder, there could be like a gyroscope. So, if something spinning, rotation really, really fast, and that could be like its propulsion system, which could potentially give off this effect while it's wobbling, or it could be on a flipping string.
All right, I want to show you something. So,
Or it could
in
also
the
be like,
design of
I don't know.
In
I
the
don't know.
object, when we get to some detail coming up here,
I don't know, man. I just can't trust these people. And like I said,
what is he saying about it? What does he think?
So-
Because I trust this guy. This guy, so far, I've used him in a couple of my videos because I trust his analysis.
yeah. Let's go up ahead because he just mentioned a good point. Sorry, guys, for playing this again, but I think it's a really good point to actually put forward.
so now we're going to go and we're going to talk about gyroscopes.
So the gyroscope effect. Do you understand what a gyroscope is?
Yeah.
So I think there is a very distinct and real possibility that this sphere has a gyroscope in it and it's being pulled from the very top.
Oh, hi,
but
Stephen. Nice to
there's
meet
a
you, mate.
gyroscope inside and that's being used to stabilize it.
Yeah, element left.
So I couldn't find a video of a gyroscope hanging from a string. I don't own a gyroscope to be able to even play with it, but this is going to demonstrate the same physics, right? The same mechanics, gyroscopic mechanics of how they move. And that right there.
I thought so.
You see that wobble? That's very similar to what we're seeing in the sphere itself.
But isn't that in space?
Yeah, it's in space.
And that's
Allegedly.
gyroscopic action when it gets out of balance and it's kind of fighting to stay in that plane of rotation, right? You start to generate that wobble.
I do think that's a bad example though, because he's in zero gravity doing that.
And
If
here.
we believe that.
I mean, one way, as we're in space, it is defining gravity to one perspective, but does that apply down to our surface level and our gravity? Is it? I understand the concept.
I'm not saying nothing. I'm not interrupting. This,
that's all right.
This is
You can
yours.
see it
I've
moving
just
like
come here to
this.
chew bubble gum and smoke weed.
Just like
And I'm all out of bubble gum.
the gyroscope is wobbling here.
But no, you make a good point, mate.
It's not, complete proof that this.
Another way that I was saying,
he's saying it as well. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. In one way, if you take like a helicopter, for instance, the blade spinning, it will produce some sort of wobble. I have seen inside what a helicopter what it does. It does sort of have some sort of vibration. Obviously, that's completely different sort of concept, but it is a sort of gyroscope sort of. In a way, it is, isn't it? Because they're still using a blade, a rotation.
But that would make sense to have a gyro in it because a gyro would produce energy, and maybe that's the energy mechanism that this object's using to travel. If you're going down the realm that this could be off-world.
Yeah. This is the point I made earlier. Is that the fact that if there is some sort of gyroscope, a propulsion system inside the sphere, it would make sense why it would be wobbling like that. Also, the way it moves as well, it was very like smooth motions, and then sometimes it would stop. So it's not like a drone related. And even if it was on a string, which I think there was one sort of, see there.
Well, the thing that I don't understand now, if people are saying this is drones, all right, they're going to say the propulsion system or the propellers would be inside. Now, my problem is if it's inside, it needs air. It's not going to get any. It's not going to get any if it's locked in because this is a solid object. What we're looking at, if the object that they got on display is the same as.
Made him chuckle now. He lost train of thought.
And I ain't had a smoke yet, man. But I am.
I understand what you're saying, man. I mean, John Strokes, you make a really good point there. Look, if you have a little look at the top, let's just go back just slightly. You can make out some sort of like fishing line
of it, and it's matching pretty much the reflection on the bottom. But
which would make sense, right? If it was on a fishing line, if that was a heavy weighted ball, and it was on some sort of fishing line, and there was a drone really, really high up, it
We're
can
still
most
wobbling.
likely produce that sort of wobble effect, a bit like that Billy Meyer effect, but not so much, you know.
Okay. And let's see, can we see rotation still? All right, not enough detail to see rotation. All right, I want to show you something. So,
it's a tricky one, man. I don't know. I'm
See,
like
I don't know.
80%.
I'm thinking it's because he zoomed it in and like did oh god, fuck it, I'm not gonna talk. Sorry.
Oh, mate, you can swear. No swearing. No, fine, I'm joking.
Sorry.
13.
That's him, innit? That's his channel. That's Nacho's channel.
This severe was captured in Colombia, similar to the one recorded in Buga, Colombia. So someone did mention in chat that the fact that these sphere balls have been seen pretty much all over the place.
And they've been seen throughout history. I mean, we all of a sudden forgot the Ben sphere.
What was that? The Ben sphere?
Bez. Am I saying it right?
Bez?
Don't you know about that one? That's the one. I think they found that in Florida. I think could it be the 60s? Come on, you guys. You know better than me. Yeah, I've seen that one, but I don't think that's as fair. I think that's just a religious representation. And coming from UFO mania, then yeah. The guy's an idiot.
I knew you were gonna say that. I knew you were gonna say that.
No, but he is though, isn't he? I'm sorry. I believe his name is Michael, and I'm sorry, Michael. I mean, no, is it Michael or David? Now I've got David in my head. It could be David. 1974, the Ben sphere.
Right. Okay. Let's have a look at this.
But I think that has more to do with some religious connotation than that being like, oh, we saw a sphere, so let's paint it. Especially from I mean he does a good job. He does a good job for what he does, but it's what do you call it? His kind of work, it's splattered with fiction and facts. And it's up to the discerning. But I wasn't no.
Oh, the Ben sphere. Do you know what's this interesting? I'll tell you what, let's bring this up. But yeah, I saw this and I thought that was quite interesting. But that is what was captured, isn't it? That was on the ground.
And that's that. And I think next to it is the burn mark.
Yeah, allegedly. But the guy said there was no burnt marks when he picked it up. Although he felt a bit funny when he did pick up the object. Yeah, this is another one. This is another fake one. You can see there's like string marks. This was
I wonder where that comes from.
That was from in Catalina in Australia in the 90s.
Who's writing that one though?
Edan. Yeah, I knew that. But no, that's true. That is actually true. All right, tell you what, let's bring up.
No, I have seen that picture before. Oh, there's Jesus in the clouds.
Where to? Oh yeah, do you know what? It's still UFO mania. All right, I thought this was interesting. Look at this Cirrus cloud.
Oh, I did a short on that.
Oh, did you? All right. Okay, first of all, that's pareidolia, mate. No offense. Right, okay. Let's bring up this article because I thought it was pretty interesting. But yeah, happy 420, everyone. Come in and join me in Hidden as we
my first 420 in about, I gotta say, 2 weeks. But
really?
like I said to you guys, man, my fella said I'm gonna be seeing you soon. So that's why I said I'm not gonna waste any money and buy any. And I sent you a picture of what he gave me.
Yeah, man, I was so jealous. I was like, oh man. Shame we don't live like closer together. I'll be over your place like 24/7. Smoking all your weed. you always get one friend that does that. You know, he doesn't spend money on anything, but he comes and just smokes your stash.
I'll tell you the dots to that. I'll tell you the dots to that because you were so correct. You were so correct. And this friend who would do that, when it was his payday, he'd come around and he'd say, because he didn't have the connections to get it, so he'd have to go through moi, and he'd say, can you get me a weight? So I say, yeah. And you sit there and you say, yeah, you know, I'm gonna have a couple of joints with this guy and have a giggle. As soon as it turns up, he's like putting on his coat. You're like, whoa, where are you going?
Wow.
And then I'll tell you the excuse he give me, and this is when I said, you know what, man, find your own supplier. He turned to me and he said, oh, I've gone halves with my buddy, so I've got to go and give him some.
Man, that's just, yeah, these people are not your friends, man. I would never do that hidden with you, man. I'll share my weed with you.
I don't mind, but I know that it's wrong when somebody's picked up a weight that I know he's got, and then he's sat there and just walking out the door as soon as it arrives.
Yeah.
Not even pulling out the Rizzlers and saying, "Yeah, man, have a spliff," and then go. Because I do understand other people's circumstances. Like me, if you turned up here, I'd say, "Yeah, man, help yourself," because I got it for nothing. I'm not one of those. No.
Yeah, man. No, I can't do that. You know, if it's a bit stashed nearby, man, it's going around. It's going around. I have a picture of a rocket fuel sphere on my X. Oh yeah, John. What's your tag, mate? John, because I can't find you. No, I don't think I can see you, mate.
I've had about 4 hits, Nick, and I can feel it.
Oh, John, there you are, mate. Right, I tell you what, I just bring up John's.
Is that the Ben sphere that you add up?
Yeah, just 2 seconds, mate. This is what John was talking about here. Boy, I'm sure I learned a lot about spherical.
Yeah, the tanks.
Yeah, the tanks. Yeah.
I've seen that.
Look at it, doesn't it? It just looks like that line.
Yeah, it does look very similar.
Ooh.
Hey, man,
John, you're onto something there, mate.
That would be a good clip, man. Moody says, "Don't have a whitey."
Oh, you fucking hell!
He'd clip that. Nick would clip that.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, the last time I had a whitey, I am not joking. It must have been like last year. A regular guy, he went away, and I only because he gets like the real strong stuff, and then I only can get like this real crap stuff, like bogweed stuff. And I was smoking that for 2 weeks, and then suddenly he came back, and I got like the really strong stuff again. And then I went into fucking it was something stupid, like sometime in the morning. Went shopping. I thought, just having a quick one, I'll be fine. I mean, literally, we've got the shopping cart. I'm going, fuck, man, this is strong shit. And I started having like a white out, and like the bloody aisles started getting bigger and all that. I'm like, just concentrate, it's fine. And I managed to compose myself. That was the only time where I felt like shit. Like I'm gonna have a whitey in the middle of Sainsbury's in the middle of the freaking meat aisle. You know what I mean?
It's nothing worse. It's nothing worse when you're in public.
Oh, mate, tell me about it. Yeah. Because I don't like crowded places, mate. I don't like it. And when I'm like really stoned, I mean, I can get really stoned, but that incident, I was like, fuck, this is like way too much. Like, I'm not even like paranoid anymore. I'm so like used to like smoking and all that.
Well, but, see, I'm the opposite. If I have to go into a crowded place, I like to be stoned because it makes me tolerate other people's bullshit because there's a lot of bullshit out there.
Mate, bullshit. I mean, it's.
I don't mean to swear. I'm sorry. See, it's the weed.
No. It's fine, mate. No, you can swear. It's fine. It's all good. I mean, there's one aspect I started to look at the moment is like the. Could you say like our community, the alternative movement, the conspiracy movement?
Oh no, I mean. Oh, sorry. I meant people out there in general. So.
Oh yeah. I mean, like, out there, I'm sure. But at the same time, I find like any information and just what people are saying, like whether or not it's true or not, I just find there's a lot of bullshit in any avenues that we're looking at, you know. And I think a lot of it is to do with our community as well. I mean, I was talking about, look, I hate to create drama and stuff like that, but with like Ashton Forbes and you know the way he was approaching.
You've been watching Dr. Dave.
Yes, oh mate, don't. This is it. It's.
Oh, I love that guy.
I know. I have to admit, he did his due diligence, but it's.
No, he's just funny as well. How he's doing it. I've been watching his videos on attacking the flat earthers.
Flat Earth Dave. It was brutal with Flat Earth Dave. The thing is, look, I have to admit, he's a very intelligent guy. Professor Dave is very intelligent, and intelligent people comes with snobbiness. Hidden, you know that?
No, I don't find him snobby. What you know what I find him? I find him exactly what he's saying. He's fed up of their crap.
Yeah.
Like he says, none of these guys look like, you know, like I don't want to call their names, but those flat earther guys, they have no qualification. They ain't studied science. And like he even pulled up one guy and he says, look, you watch this other flat earthers video and you're just parroting what he said.
Yeah,
I know what you're gonna say before you say it, because it's the same exact thing this guy said. And man, I was howling. I don't think he's snobby. I just think he's fed up of it.
Yeah. I'm going to be honest. It's that same goes for the chemtrail community. It's people. Oh mate, I tell you something now. There is so many people that point their camera up into the sky, and they have no idea what they're looking at. And with my chemtrail analysis videos that I do, I'm like, right, let's take a picture of the sky that appears to be man-made and see what these trails are doing. Let's see what the skies are like. And I tell you what, a lot of this stuff, it's just clouds basically. And these trails are not really doing anything, to be honest with you, you know, whether or not actually to block out the sun. But I'm finding that a lot of people they just regurgitate what they just heard from like Barbara, who just works down Tesco's, who just found out about chemtrails 2 months ago. Well, the barium, strontium, aluminium, sulfurate. It's just like you just regurgitate. Here's a typical example. I'm gonna show you something now. I'm gonna bring up Twitter back up again, because this is the problem I'm having at the moment. And I did want to talk about next week's episode, but I'm just finding it extremely frustrating now, where I'm supposed to believe in trust me, bros.
Chemtrail Nick is back.
Is that one true Saxon? Yeah, you know me, bro. You know, I am like, right. Just listen to this. Okay, so there was a protest that was happening in Hyde Park in London last Saturday. It was to do with geoengineering. Now, just listen to this.
It's like create the problem and give the solution.
That's what it is.
So it's all about control. And
David Icke.
Everything else. So it's all control. They just want to lock us down, don't they? Keep us little.
They want to keep us unaware. But you see,
word for
they
word.
can't, because we are a little bit more powerful than that. We understand what's going on. And I think they ought to understand that we're not stupid people. We see in the skies what they're doing, and they don't even try and hide.
Now they changed it.
For depopulation agenda.
They just walked out of the David Icke thing seminar. They took the first, because that first part is David Icke, but then when they point at the sky, that's taking their agenda to match what David Icke's saying.
Yeah, it's for depopulation. It's like, well, if chemtrails have been depopulating the earth for past 70 years, how come my nan's still here?
Why are we so full?
Yeah, why is the population actually going up? You know, this is what I'm finding, mate. I'm not joking. I've been into the chemtrail community since 2007. It's been nearly 20 years, and I'm really starting to go, hold on a minute, guys. That's like, you're taking pictures of clouds and stuff, and you're misidentifying stuff. Like, I'm going to show you something now, right? Okay.
When you pull it up, can I? Oh, shit,
yeah. No. Go ahead.
Oh, I just remembered. You know, when I was looking at chemtrails, because I give a subject so much of my time and then I'm out of there, right?
Yeah.
When I was looking at chemtrails, one of the theories that I found very interesting was the terraforming theory.
Right.
And what it is that they're changing our atmosphere. But they have to do it gradually, because if they do it in one go, it's going to kill us. So they're doing it gradually, yeah. And what this theory is, it's not my theory. I'm regurgitating something I heard. And I found it interesting. I don't say I believe it. Just because I find something interesting don't mean I believe it.
Yeah.
That they're terraforming the atmosphere, so when these people come or these extraterrestrials come, it's suitable for them.
Right, okay. Okay.
I liked it.
That's
I liked it.
That's
I
a
liked
good
it. It was
theory.
interesting because I thought, well, because when you tie in the UFO crap into it, and people say, all the governments in the world are in communication with these life forms.
Yeah.
And they all say they're gonna come back. Ain't something happening on 2027?
Oh, you listen to Chris Bloodsoe again, mate.
No, I don't know. I don't listen to these guys. I just see the chatter. I have no
Everyone's
time.
saying that. Yeah.
But I know he said something, and I think where I'm seeing it, they're all speculating that this is going to be the aliens will reveal themselves kind of motif.
Right.
But
Okay.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Okay, let's get back to these chemtrails.
Well, you made a really good point there about the atmosphere and why we need to spray aerosols in there because there's lacking sufficient atmosphere. Right. A lot of this I see posted on Chemtrail Facebook page is this right here. Now, this looks like chemtrails. It's not. This is called cirrus clouds, and I've got loads of videos on this. And I think a lot of people are misidentifying what they really see in the sky. I'm going to be honest with you. I'd try to be nice about it, even though I had to delete the stuff where I become a bit like Ashton Forbesy. It's like, no, just not go down that path.
Don't ever go down that path.
Never go down that path. It's not worth it. But so I'm going to be honest with you. I think a lot of people are misidentifying things that they're actually seeing in the sky. Look, I'm not denying chemtrails, guys. I'm really not denying that. I'm just trying to have a realistic perspective on what I'm actually seeing in the sky. But going off what Hidden has said, listen to this.
Jasper Kirby is a particle physicist, currently engaged with cloud physics research at CERN,
quickly 420.
the
Happy
European
420,
Organization
everyone.
for Nuclear Research. In an article published in the journal Nature, Kirby reports that cosmic rays, quote, seem to enhance the production of nanometer-sized particles from the gaseous atmosphere by more than a factor of 10, unquote. He added, however, that the particles in question are far too small to serve as cloud condensation nuclei. This important excerpt from Dr. Kirby's 2009 presentation makes it clear that IPCC climate scientists are fully aware that jet aircraft are dumping aerosols into the atmosphere with the effect of deliberate climate warming.
There's plenty of evidence that large regions of the climate are lacking sufficient aerosol to form clouds. Contrails are a well-known example of that. These are not smoke trails. These are clouds which are seeded by jets dumping aerosols into the upper atmosphere. These are clouds which are seeded by jets dumping aerosols into the upper atmosphere.
But if there was a
I get that. But what blows that out, is light waves. Because light travels in waves, so that would get past our daily dose of vitamins.
Yeah. This is it. I'm gonna absolutely completely honest with you. I've been tracking these trails for the past 4 years. I've literally reached over 1,000 videos on my Rumble channel, which shows time-lapse videos like every single day for the past 4 years. And I'm gonna be honest, I track the trails the days when it's extremely bad. They're not blocking out the sun. This is what I mean. The whole point of this, guys, is that the information that what we have been told doesn't seem to come in correlation to what I'm actually seeing. Why would the government come forward and sorry, Hayden, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, because you were going to make a point about the government. I just wanted to say, all I was going to say is, haven't you reached the standard where you're happy with what you're finding?
Oh yeah. It's
So
what I find frustrating.
pull yourself away from them fools, because a fool's always going to be a fool.
Yeah.
Just pull yourself away from the fools and do your thing. Don't worry about them. Don't worry about their hustle. And if they write back to them, say, look, you're wrong, God bless you.
Chillstern, it's not, mate. It really is not. If you go to my Cosmic Twilight channel, I've literally spent then it's not blocking out the sun, mate. I've literally tracked the trails and see what they do through the satellites and see does it make any impact, and it really doesn't. This is the problem. What I'm finding hidden is that people, they post pictures online and they literally spend a minute out there going, oh, they're spraying the skies and all that, really bad, and they go off and watch Coronation Street. What I do in my videos is that I see the trails. I wake up 5 o'clock
and
in
you
the morning,
watch them spread out.
I watch them spread out. Not only that, I track the aircraft. Is it commercial airline? You're right, mate.
Oh, that's interesting. I hit my
So I'm
trade.
not joking. So this is what I do. Every time I see a trail, persistent trail in the sky, I film it, I document it, I literally see what these aircraft is, and then I can make analysis of what these trails are actually doing, and they're not blocking out the sun.
Chemtrail Nick, may I ask a question?
Yes, brother.
Now you said something very interesting. Now we got to pull up. See, I'll be the view with you now. I got the book. No, all right. Honestly, now you said that you were tracking the planes.
Yeah.
So what mostly are these planes? Are they your commercial airlines or commercial? Okay, because I got a video on my channel, and I don't think I scrubbed it, but it's when God, it was the president of I think it was Donald Trump. His first time around, he went on a plane, and it had all the canisters for the trails. I'm sure it's still on my channel, because also this is why I love what I'm doing, guys. I met this guy, and he was a professor. Well, I didn't meet him, sorry. I got to know this guy on YouTube, and he was a professor. And he used to go out and collect the rainwater. And this is the first time I heard about these nanofibers, what they called?
Nanoparticles, yeah.
No, not particles. These things look like worms, man. Does anybody in the chat know what I'm talking about?
Is it like linked to Lou Gehrig's disease? Is that?
I don't know what it was linked. It's just what he does is he measures, I believe, pure cube
nanotubes. That makes sense.
There's a video on my channel of it because I wouldn't take it down. It's not plastics. These things are like worms, man. But they're like, you can only see them in the microscope. And he would measure how much they were per whatever he did. This was all his science part.
Right.
But he was just going out. This is why I had to do the video. He was just going out. And I believe he was in New York. He wasn't going to any one certain place. He was just going out where we're walking around and collecting rainwater. And this shit was in the rainwater that he collected.
What was it?
It was like worms. It was like worms. I'll tell you what. Let me see if I have the video, because if I put it in a private chat.
Yeah, I know there's been some sort of like link to Morgellons disease and all that, but
that's it. That's it. Thank you, Sheba.
Yeah.
Should I still look for the video?
Yeah, go for it, man. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, look, guys. I'm not denying chemtrails, guys. Look, honestly, I'm
not denying it neither.
I'm not. There is something going on in the sky, but
for years. Sorry.
Is the fact that I can still track the same skies that we're seeing today back years ago. Do you understand? I'm trying to add a realistic perspective.
What do you mean? That it's like, for how long have you been doing this?
What? Analyzing the skies?
Yeah,
it's about 4 years now.
But before you started proper analyzing it, you noticed.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 2007 and 8. This is where it was quite loosely talked about in the conspiracy alternative movement back in 2007 and 8. It was a different time back then. The movement was completely different, but it's changed so much over the years.
Well, because obviously I'm a lot older than you, and so I remember when the chatter about these chemtrails.
Yeah.
And I always went down. I know they've been going on for a long time. I think everybody can agree because we're all off a certain age. But I think there was a lot of things about it. But when you look into it, the chemtrails or the spraying It's been going on from the 70s, and it could have been even going on a lot later when they would do, you know, like the crop dusters.
Oh, crop dusters. Yeah.
But never mind. I lost my track. I found that video. Man. I found that video. I entitled it. God damn it!
You got it there.
Red parasites found in chemtrail spray. I did that 8 years ago. So I'll put it in a private chat. It's not a long video. Oh. You found it?
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, okay.
God, this is going back in the day, isn't it? How long ago was this? 8 years ago.
That's what I'm trying. I'm trying. You know, sometimes I sound like I'm talking out of my backside, but I kind of hate. But I am. This was when I didn't have a logo. I went to my community college and I said, "Look, I feel I can go somewhere, but I don't have an intro. And I said, "Would you mind? You know, I haven't got a lot of money, but would you mind doing one for me?" And the professor of whatever department it was, not the professor, the instructor, he emailed me and he said, "Look, we'll happily do this for a project." And you see the glove, you see what that is that I have to this day. That's what the guy made for me. Did it free.
Really?
Did it free. Samuel College, man. God, thank you. Nice. So this is back in the days when I didn't even have an intro. That was my intro. Well, I had 3 of them.
All right.
For decades, they've been spraying the skies, causing these clouds, and nobody knows what the hell are they doing. Now, we know they've been doing it for decades thanks to the Freedom of Information Act, where a lot of stuff has been released, where they have been testing certain chemicals, drugs, and all kinds of craziness.
And that's San Francisco. They sprayed LSD. They spread LSD on them just to see how they would react.
Around the 13th of April, 2017.
Freedom of Information Act. It's all in there.
Out and collect some rainwater after they heavily sprayed the skies. After putting the rainwater that he collected, and what he collected was a ½ liter of rainwater, he found up to 40 of these red parasites that you're looking at under a microscope. Now, after finding this, he slowly boiled them for a couple of hours, and they remained unaffected. And in his own words, he believes that these things could be genetically modified because they could withstand all this. And what you got to understand, people, is like we bath, we wash our clothes. It's not just the drinking water that we got to think of. You know, we wash our plates that we eat off in these waters that is slowly trickling down. I mean, what else could it be resistant to? But what is more scary is that he feels that there could be trillions upon trillions of these parasites just in the area alone. So can you imagine if they're covering the whole globe with these parasites? What is it for? What are they doing? It took him, he had to put the water under a microscope at
how high were you?
50 times magnification just to get these images.
I did it in one take.
I hope I'm not speaking for him. I know I'm speaking for himself. The world needs to see this. This is really crazy. So I'm just going to show you this and
back off out.
Scratch my head in amazement that, you know,
it's my nuts.
Our government is allowing this to go on. And really, what the hell is this? You know?
These are all his pictures.
Again, on that
I don't have one. But ain't that wild? This red parasite in rainwater after the chemtrails.
It's interesting. Bear in mind, is it possible for the spraying of the skies for the particles to come down when it's been sprayed 25,000 feet in the air? because you think you got the jet stream below that, so you don't really know where these particles are going, isn't it? You know, and the thing is with these trails, you know, one would say, "Oh, I've been looking at these trails for hours." It's like, but the thing is, if it's sprayed above your area, that trail within an hour, it's gone hundreds of miles down the road. You know, so you really don't know what that trail is doing. But with my videos, I've actually got a satellite and actually showing you what these trails are doing. And they're not blocking out the sun. I'm going to be like, that's my honest opinion. Look, I'm not denying chemtrails, but the information that has been put forward is like, for instance, the government has announced, going back a couple of months ago, a £60 million program to dim the sun. And I'm going, they know that chemtrails phenomena is, the community is going rampant at the moment. Why would they announce it? Why would the mainstream media say that?
Distraction.
Thank you. People hate that word. It's like it's to keep the community on the toes.
You know what it is? It's a money grift, right? Because it is about global warming, but chemtrails ain't got nothing to do with it. Yeah. But if you can just happily slide that in, let's have a look. Bit like how marijuana got, because they were going after opium and somebody slid in the marijuana, and so they're going to throw in the chemtrails as well, because the thing is, it's all about the climate change. The government, they're setting up some big ass group, and they want to tax every individual on the globe a certain amount of money. You get what I'm saying? And this is going to go to this group. Now here's the problem. Now, when you look of our history, and I mean our history of Earth. The Earth goes through a cycle, man. It's I can't explain it, but there's this recorded cycle that the Earth goes through. It goes through a warming up period and a cooling down period, which has been documented throughout other civilizations. And and apparently, now I'm just regurgitating crap, but apparently this is what I think the cycle is every 2,000 years. That's why everybody got their knickers in a twist over 2012, because a lot of bullshit was thrown at that.
Oh God, tell me that. Yeah, sure.
Well, I tried to say to certain people, and they were like, huh? I said the thing is, because Obama stood next to the calendar, right? And that fueled another conspiracy, but there was a picture of him standing next to the calendar. And the moment I saw that, I just said, it's just a reset. Because that calendar is for 2000, it counts for 2,000 years, right? And then you start the count again, because it's a circular calendar, and their symbol is for infinity. It's a circle, yeah. So that 2012 was complete crap, and I was kind of right, because I didn't know what it was, and then I learned that. In 2012, we went into the age of Aquarius. You heard about this, yeah?
Yeah, what we are now, yeah.
So that's some sort of astrological clock. Every 2,000 years, we go into an astrological cycle. If I remember rightly.
Basically, that's happening now, basically.
But anyways, whatever happens, the Earth is I think we're in our warming up phase. So I think I believe the Earth is naturally warming up. The greenhouses, the ozone is, if I'm correct, the ozone has repaired itself.
I don't know, can it actually? Because if they're doing testing with
no, it can naturally prepare themselves.
All right.
I think I remember a lot of stuff that maybe I remember it a different way, but I'm sure the ozone can, and if I'm right, I'm sure it's repaired. It's weird. It's everything is, but anyways, chemtrails, sorry. Because it's ludicrous. It's ludicrous what they do, because it is a distraction. They want us, at the end of the day, this has been going on for a very long time, and they're doing something. They're doing
I don't think it's to combat climate change, though. This is it. I find the community is being pushed in a certain direction, where it's become a bit like a very Ashton Forbes sort of echo chamber where it's, if you don't agree with me, well, you're a retard. It's all this rhetoric that puts with it. It's like, well, hold on a minute. Let's just take a step back a little bit. You know, if you look at
that sounds toxic, Nick.
This is it. It's just, but why is it so toxic hidden? This is the thing I find in our community. It's not really my community anymore. I've really take a step back from it.
Thank God, man. Thank God.
Yeah. It's so weird, mate. It's in the past 6 months. It's just I have gone through this like consciousness shift where I'm going, well, hold on a minute. Let's just take a step back, and I'm just finding these little glimpses of like my gut instinct is going, something's not right here.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
You know what? You remember what I said about the chemtrails? I said I gave it enough time that I felt I should, and then I moved along, because I don't stay in these things for that long. You get what I mean? The UFO things, it's safe.
Is it?
Oh yeah, it's a safe topic. You start going down that road like where you're at. You start saying, "Oh, I'm a flat earther," or "I'm the globalist," and you represent yourself with that. It's a different way you go. Do you get what I mean? UFOs, yeah, exactly. Man. UFOs, you can have some fun. You know what I mean? It's fun.
Yeah, but the community, though, this is it. It's the community that goes behind it. It's so divided.
Oh yeah, you're right. Because look at X, how they fight over there. So you're right.
Oh my God, yeah. But is that been done on purpose? This is the alternative movement has been hijacked in a way. It's always been split apart. I mean, for instance, 9/11, the conspiracy behind that. First of all, it was controlled demolition theory. Then it was nanothermite. Then it was nukes. Now it's Dr. Judy Wood's and energy weapons.
Are they insane?
And they've got literally 4 aspects of this conspiracy. A bit like the chemtrail community. It's a bit like, oh, it's block out the sun. No, it's not. It's for poisonous. No, it's not. It's for 5G. No, it's not. It's for weather modification. It's like there's so many different aspects of conspiracies behind it. And everyone's split apart and arguing with each other.
And that's the shame, because you know what? There's no one thing. If people would dive into the Freedom of Information Act, like what you said, really, when I told you they were spraying LSD.
Yeah, is that
that's government. That's government files. That's declassified government files that they were spraying acid over because you know what San Francisco is, and if you don't know, I don't know how to explain it, but they just kind of said, look, it's just these kind of people there anyways. Let's see what it'll do to them. So they sprayed them with LSD. I think they did it for about three days.
That wasn't Operation Sea Spray, was it?
I don't know what name it was, man. See, that's where I don't go. That's where I don't go deep. I can't remember these names because everything's an operation or project. You know, it is what it is.
Wasn't LSD used to be called the truth serum or something like that?
It was, but then it went on to, what was the other thing they used? That's kind of like a heroin thing. The truth serum. I can't remember it. If somebody would say, I'll say yeah. Sodium pentothal, is it? That came to me. Yeah, right, that was the true serum. Sodium pentothal. Come on, guys, tell me I'm right or wrong.
Right. I know Operation Sea Spray was putting spraying bacteria into the public. I know
sodium pentothal. Thank you.
Okay.
That was the Sutrum, man. That shit got you so high, man. You tell them where your grandmother's stash is.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what's even spookier is they got this drug in Colombia, South America. I shouldn't say Colombia, but in South America. It's they make it from a house and they turn it into a powder, and apparently you blow it into somebody's face and it makes them complicit. There's been people that had this and they've gone to their bank account and took out all their money.
The organ missing.
They rob them, and it's just a powder from a plant. I don't know why we got onto this.
Oh, sodium pentothal is a chemical that makes you into a happy drunk.
It's a bit like heroin. Not that I tried it, but from what I gather, isn't it from that kind of genus?
Right. Okay. That's
So
interesting. Yeah. I know they did a operation back in the 60s when they did the MK Ultra, with experiment with a lot of LSD back in the day. There was something called Operation Midnight Climax. Ever heard about that? Midnight Climax?
that don't sound right, but tell me the story, because like I said, all these operations, they bleed into one, and all these projects, they bleed into one with me.
Yeah.
I'm an old man, and I did spend some time around these things, but I was more looking for something else, because I believe in the spiritual aspect of everything, the energy.
Yeah.
And I believe that, why are they ramping up all the negativity? They've been doing it from 9/11, and I have my own theory on 9/11.
Sacrifice. I tell you what, before we get into that, so Operation Midnight Climax, this is through ChatGPT, was a secret and highly controversial CIA program that was part of Project MK Ultra, which was the agency bordering effects to research mind control, interrogation, and behavior modification techniques during the Cold War. Operation Midnight Climax involved a covert administration of LSD and other drugs to unsuspecting individuals in an effect to observe their behavior under the influence of psychoactive substance. And at that time, the CIA set up a safe house in San Francisco, New York City, disguised as apartments. These located were used by CIA operatives and lure individuals, often men, with the help of sex workers who were on the CIA payroll. Oh, fucking hell. Once inside, the subjects were dosed with LSD and other substance, often without their knowledge or consent. The rooms were fitted with one-way mirror. Well, the rooms
Minions.
were fitted with
Minions.
minions. And CIA agents observed and recorded the subjects' behaviors. Testing effects on LSD were that's what Midnight Climax were, is to testing drugs on individuals.
What a name.
So yes. Yeah, Midnight Climax.
You notice, yeah.
So they have done it, and I'm not going to say they can. Yeah, I could say they can do it again without our consent. So again, guys, not denying chemtrails.
I often thought, I pondered this once about the Georgian Guidestones
that got blew up.
Yeah, but one of them was about the population control.
Reducing humans to 500 million.
Yeah. Now that one always interests me. I'm not saying they're gonna do this, but what pondered my mind was how. Because first of all, to get it down, we're what, 7 billion at the moment.
I thought it was about 9 billion. I don't know.
We're in the billions. To get it down to 5
billion.
Get it down to 500 million. That's a hell of a lot of people must die.
It comes to a point, Hidden, where it's like it would be noticeable. It's like, okay, there's people dropping
noticeable. They gotta get it down. Let's say they gotta get it down to 500 million. So how are you gonna do that? War ain't gonna do that. Unless it's nuclear war, but war ain't gonna do that. Pandemic might.
Yeah, but they tried that once. Unless a bubonic plague will happen.
Yeah.
It won't because times have changed since the 16th century.
But the virus is still the same. Weren't necessary because it was a communal thing.
Is it really? Is it a real thing at all?
I believe it is, because Mother Nature used to have a way of quelling the numbers. But because with advances in science and medicine, we're living a lot longer. People are surviving where they shouldn't. I mean no disrespect. Please, that sounded wrong. But do you get what I'm trying to say? To
No,
advances,
mate.
To advances in medicines, we're counteracting Mother Nature. If you get what I'm saying.
I understand, but at that time period, you got to think there was a lot of propaganda and fear, and obviously there's an agenda behind it.
So you don't believe people were dying? What were we talking about? Bubonic plague situation?
I was talking about COVID.
Oh, sorry. I'm thinking, what propaganda?
Yeah, sorry.
Ain't no propaganda in bubonic plague. These people,
mate.
But you know what it is? It is what it is. It is what it is. People got scared, and I don't know how far you can say, but
yeah, I know. It's
my opinion is my opinion. My opinion was it was just I'm not saying a psyops. What I'm trying to say is it was a kind of like a study, an observation. An observation. Thank you.
Yeah, like a test, I would imagine.
Well, to see how we would react, how everything would react. If I'm gonna crash the economy and make people fight each other,
divide and conquer.
Because you bring in the Albert Pike letters. You've heard of the Albert Pike letters?
No, I haven't. No.
Ooh, that's some pretty cool shit. Have you guys heard of the Albert Pike letters? This guy wrote these letters, and he wrote. I think it's the Albert Pike letter, or well, never mind. But anyways, what he did was he wrote how the three world wars are to play out.
Right.
And what's interesting, he died. So he said, this is how World War I will play out. This is how World War II is going to play out. And then he says, this is how World War III is going to play out. And that's kind of interesting when you bring in this whole kind of scenario.
Yeah.
See, man, you didn't know it was this deep. Have you got the Albert Pike letters?
No, don't you Google it?
If you can, because I don't know if these guys ever heard of them, the Albert Pike letters. Albert Pike was on the lines of Aleister Crowley as well, but he was he was right up there with the royal family, if I'm right, or is that John Dee? I may be wrong. Albert Pike.
So I put Albert Pike, what, World War III?
Nah. Oh yeah, whatever. Yeah. What did he say? No, he didn't. He doesn't say what it is. He's saying how it's playing out, how this has to play out. He's not saying like, well, what he's basically saying is we're going to be turning on each other. But he said Albert Pike. Yeah, I think he was a big up Freemason. I'm getting confused. I think it was John Dee that was with the royal family at some point. But he was like a massive Satanist. What's going on? People are saying it's debunked.
There's words I can't say, but yeah, I understand what you're saying here. It's to do with
But look at how in history World War I played out. Look at how in history and he could not have worked that out a lot unless he was alive. Do you get what I mean? You got to look at when the Albert Pike letters are dated.
So I can't put this on screen because it mentions the Z word and Israel and stuff like that. It's words that is no for YouTube.
But isn't that interesting?
Yeah, it's pretty much what we're at the moment. Pretty much, really, when you look at it. I tell you what, I'm going to bring this up.
The key thing in that letter that I want you to understand is he says there needs to be provocateurs. He says, beware of the provocateurs. And these are the people that go into these rallies or whatever that are going to be peaceful. And they stir shit up. They stir it up.
Clearly. Yeah.
You know, it's really fascinating stuff, the Albert Pike letters.
So it's saying here the First World War must be brought about in order. So the following is extract from the letter and also it goes into, I can't put anything in the Third World War because it mentions words you can't mention, even words you can't even mention on Spotify, mate. This is how bad it is. But yeah, it's pretty much what we're seeing at the moment. So the First World War must be brought about in order to permit the Illuminati to overthrow power of the Czechs. Is it?
I can't see where you're at, man. I'm stoned. Czars.
In Russia, and of making that country a fortress of ethnicity. Oh man,
ethnicity communism.
There we go. The
just
oh, no.
listen. Just stop it and just say, look, man, look at it for yourself.
Look at it for yourself. Yeah.
And you might get a heads up. And this is the only way maybe we can stop this. Is just knowing what they expect of us and just don't behave that way. Because basically it's all of us turning on each other. And then once we do that, they come in, mop up what's left. And then that's the controllable. You understand? That's the controllable.
So who's going to do the mop up?
What's interesting? Well, this is you've seen it from the beginning. What was that word? In order to establish the Illuminati. There you go.
Yeah.
See, don't think this name is just a name. This is something that's been around for a very long time. You can trace the birth of the Illuminatis all the way back to Egyptian time.
Really? Because I'm going to be honest with you, because that word gets tossed around, the Illuminati, a lot.
You see, the thing is, Nick, people get confused. They get confused about the Illuminati.
Yep.
And here it is. It's simple. So I'll break it down simply.
Yeah.
I sound like Dr. Dave, don't I? I've been watching too much of him. I've been working away and just got him playing. I'm laughing my ass off, man. Terrence Howard, man. Terrence Howard. Have you seen that?
I've seen all of it. Yeah.
Oh, that shit's funny, Terrence Howard. I just watched that the other day. But anyways, there's where people get confused. The Illuminati is actually a good thing. Now, hear me out. Because what people get confused with is there's two Illuminatis. Now, there's Adam Weinstock back in 1776 announced the Illuminati, but this is known as the Bavarian Illuminati. And this is the one with all the magic and all that stuff.
Right. Okay. I'm following. Okay.
All right. Now, when you trace the Illuminati's origin, now you can look this up. I think his name is Adam Weishaupt, but it's definitely the Bavarian. I wish I could speak, but it's a different. But it's 1776. He announced, this is funny because this is weird. This is where it's funny. Remember, 1776. He announced the existence of the Illuminati, but he only announced the above. See, my man's got it. That's it. Now, in 1776, guess what that was famous for? The Americans, the Americans establishing. That was their Declaration of Independence in 1776, right? So what's that kind of telling you when you look on the grand scopes of everything? Because
I'm following you, right?
The Illuminati needed a home, and guess what? They took a nation.
So basically, America has been brought up by the Illuminati.
It's a base. This Egyptian stuff. See, the original Illuminati, they were what it stood for, the Enlightened Ones, and the Enlightened Ones wasn't some spiritual or anything. Well, it was, but it wasn't. It just basically meant they had a lot of knowledge because they had libraries. Do you get what I mean? Because knowledge is power. And if you understand what Alexander the Great was doing in history, this is the, you know, you can say history don't exist, but this is what was documented as him doing. He went and he was collecting all, when he would sack a place, or sometimes they welcomed him in, they wanted him. You get what I mean? Yeah. He had privy to their libraries. That's what he was interested in. And he had such a great library himself, a wealth of knowledge, the enlightened ones. But these guys, they've got, you get what I'm trying to say? It's all down. So yeah, that's one. They were good because their motto was, they will give us the knowledge when we're ready and can accept it.
So who came in and took it over then? Like the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers?
That guy that you had up. Those guys are part of it. It's like a web, man. It's like a web. This is when, you know, when they talk about the 1%.
Yeah.
That's the 1%. And it's a web. You can trace, well, you can trace the, if you can trace the daddy to this guy, Adam Weishaupt. He's the one.
So Moody says here, bear in mind, back in the 1990s and before, sorry, not 1990s, before the 19th century and before, there were secret societies on pretty much vast street. Everyone was in a secret society or some kind. Most were places to get pissed.
Yeah, indeed. But there were certains that, like, why do you think Crowley wanted to be a Freemason so badly and wanted to get into, he wanted their knowledge.
I
see, they're holding certain bits of knowledge. Weishaupt got some knowledge, man.
Okay. It's a bit like the Tudor Society in Germany before World War II. You had all these like politicians and people that lost the First World War, talking about Germans here, that got together, talked about politics and stuff like that. And Nick, I talked about me as well, you know. It says, well, there's a guy called Nancy Nick, you know.
And what was going on there? Because I've never heard
so
of
basically,
this.
So the Tudor Society was a way to discuss politics about the Aryan race. It's basically to bring and this is talk about this is back in 1914.
Social engineering.
Yeah. It's basically where it all started from. Is where Hitler started to get into. Thank you, Andy. Basically, where the philosophy for the Nazi Party came into fruition is through these secret societies, secret organizations. But Moody is right. Yeah, there were a lot of secret societies going on at that time. So this is it. Thing is, the Illuminati gets talked about so much as they're the foot figure into everything that's been going on today. But it seems to be regurgitated so much it really lost its meaning. And I've never really researched into it, so it's really good to get this perspective.
Well, that I always remember that quote, and I think that's so prevalent with the Illuminati. I mean, there's not a fat lot you can do about it unless you break away from them. And how can you do that? But the one thing I learned, I forgot the phrase, man. Fuck it. Sorry.
Oh, it's fine. Don't worry. We've crossed the boundaries for swearing, mate. We've talked about everything. So yeah, don't worry about it.
Oh no, I remember the phrase with the Illuminati. The phrase is like this. God, I lost it now.
Oh, Hayden, it's been 2 weeks we haven't smoked, and you're already like fucking your words up. I'm forgetting things. Yeah, this is it. But who are
the greatest trick the devil ever played on man was make them forget of their existence?
Is what we're seeing now, isn't it?
I don't know. I mean, like the Albert Park. See, the thing, what I always believed in, Nick, is that we have the whole story. It's just scattered all over the place, and it's just putting the pieces together. And once you kind of put these pieces together, that's why I went from one place to another, to another, to another. But they all fit. It's just that I look at it this way now. There's ain't a fat lot any of us can do. We're in this web kind of routine. So we gotta. I want to figure out. See, I always said one thing about this thing, is it's the Rock of the Dome. Am I saying it right? You know,
Rock of the Dome.
Have you ever heard of it?
No. Rock of the Dome. Never heard of it.
Or is it Dome of the Rock? I think it's Rock of the Dome. I think it's Rock of the Dome. Again, this is why I said to you, Nick, I'm spiritual. So I always went down. Yeah. I didn't know what I could say because of what's going on.
Dome of the Rock. It's called Dome of the Rock.
Dome of the Rock. Right. Now that's in the spiritual realms, like the spiritual, I don't know, it's not like ghost or anything. But anyways, within my beliefs now, I believe certain things have been told to us that has to transpire to bring in some sort of dark energy. Yeah.
Manifesting dark energy. Or in a way, bringing it in through a different dimension, what we're talking about here?
I don't understand, because all I can say is when the stories are told, they're told like fables. Do you get what I mean?
Not really, no.
You ever heard of 1001 Arabian Nights?
No, never heard of it.
Oh wow, man! You should check it out. Read that book. It's pretty cool. But basically, there's stories, and they're stupid little stories, like the wasp sitting on the frog, the wasp killing the frog.
Right. I vaguely remember that. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. Well, that's one of. I'm not getting confused. No, it's Aesop's fables. It's Aesop's fables. See, I'm getting confused. But they all have meaning, and I don't know where this conversation was. No, there I go. So you get what I mean? Like for example, the frog and the wasp, yeah? The wasp wanted to get across the river, yeah? And he knew that he would fly halfway through, and his wings, he would die. He wouldn't make it. But he knew the frog could. So he wanted to ride on the frog's back. So he went over to the frog and he said, look, put the situation to him. And the frog said, nah. I'm gonna get halfway through and you're gonna sting me. And the wasp said, nah, I'm not gonna do that. Surely we would both die. So the frog thought about it and he said, yeah, that makes kind of sense. So he said, all right, gets in there, halfway through, the frog yells, ah! The wasp stung him. He said, why you did that, man? Surely we're both gonna die now. And he said, it's just the nature of the beast. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, sure.
And these are kind of the stories that we have to look for. They're kind of fables, but there's meaning in it. Big Bad Wolf, Doctor Who. But it is kind of like that. You got to put the pieces together. And so where I've gone is to this place, Dome of the Rock. Now, part of our little fable now is the Third Temple. Have you ever heard of the Third Temple?
No, never. All new to me, mate.
All right. The Third Temple is where it's a place where they have to have. So this certain energy is going to be there, but he has to be placed there. So it has to be up. It has to be up. Now, where the Dome of the Rock is, it's right on top of it. And that's a sacred, very sacred site for Muslim, for Islamics.
Yeah.
It's a very sacred site. Yeah. So the Zionists, can I use that word?
Not really, but you said it anyway. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Fine.
Sorry.
No, it's all good.
I want people to understand that not all Jews are that word.
Yeah, sure.
But there are a lot of that word that ain't. Do you get what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, they're on BitChute. Yeah, I've come across them. Yeah.
It's a movement. It's a movement. People misassociate it with a certain group of people. But anyways, where was I at with design? No. All right. right, so okay, this is it. All right, that kind of people there, they're ushering in something. We've figured that out. We've all figured this one out now, yeah. And what they're doing, they're using Cabal. You ever heard of Cabal?
Yeah, I've heard about that. Yeah.
Okay, they're practicing that. Now Cabal's some really messed up shit. Oh, sorry. There's a lot of stuff going on in Cabal, yeah, but it's all about darkness, dark magic. You got it.
Yeah.
And this is what those Z people are up to. So they're following. We already know this. So this is where the Rock of the Dome is very interesting now. The third temple has to be resurrected. They've got everything in. They got the giant menorah. They've got the tombs. There's been old pictures of this shit they've done, and they've openly did this. So they've got everything ready to go in. And if I'm right, now this is where I'm a bit hazy. They've been okay. The Rock of the Dome sits on top of the temple, but the temple must be resurrected in the fable. The temple must be resurrected, so they have to get rid of the Dome of the Rock. And I've been saying for years, it's got to be war. They're going to let one slide through and eat it.
I see. So this is what they're boiling up to then?
No, I don't know. That's the only way they're going to have to do it.
Oh, mate, it's time will tell. I wonder if
and guys, this is how I can tell you that is the third temple. If you understand what I'm saying,
okay.
The Wailing Wall, yeah. You know what that actually is?
Is that bit? Is that where they go and pray?
Put the letters.
Yeah.
You know what that is? You know what that actually is?
No idea.
You heard of King David?
Heard, but I don't know much about him, mate.
All right, well, this is a very powerful man. King David, that was the temple. That was temple number one. That was the first temple. Yeah?
The
next temple number 2. You remember I said all this has to take place in the third temple. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Temple number 2, that same spot, was King Solomon's temple. Now, King Solomon was into the black arts. Proper. He wrote books, man. I could tell you some stuff, man, but it's got to be off here. But anyways, that was the second that was the second wall. First temple was Solomon. No, because it would be David, King David, because Solomon is David's son. Hold on. No, because it was King Saul. It was King Saul, so it couldn't be. David was the firstborn. I'm not gonna have a mad run. I'm just okay. If I've got it wrong, but it doesn't matter because it's still the second temple, no matter what. And that's the wall. That's the wall of the second temple. So there has to be a third temple to be. I don't know, man. I'm telling you.
It's all good, man. It's all good. No, it's interesting what you're coming forward, man. Is really it's an interesting concept. I mean,
I should thought, man.
No, it's good, man. It's good. This is 420 and then talking about, it's we're at the stage now where it's so unpredictable, and anything can happen in that type of that place in the world.
It's some weird. It's I don't know. I just don't know. It's crazy though. It's just some crazy times, man.
Yeah. It's unpredictable times, but I think the whole topic is that I'm trying to get across is that the fact that I think our community has really changed. I think we need to be really careful of what information we're sort of consuming, whether or not you go down the sort of the that word path. I think you just need to be very careful of what we're really consuming. But mate, it's unpredictable times and it's scary, in my personal opinion.
Way too long. Yeah, I just
2 hours. What stream? Stream's not too long. Maybe I go for like 3.5 hours sometimes, man. That's normal for me. It's all good. It's all good. So yeah,
I honestly don't know though, man. It's just I don't know, man. I like the things. I believe in the spiritual things. I'm just interested. I don't know though, man. I don't know how this is going to play out.
The thing is now, Hidden, is that we just got to take a step back and just try and like disconnect on everything that's happening. You know, what's going to happen? What's going to happen is going to happen, and I think we just have to take it in our stride. You know, but yeah, it's just I thought once Trump got in office, this is probably like very arrogant me thinking that things would be worked out fine. And it just seems to be getting worse and worse and worse. I think that people had a lot of hope, with the Epstein files coming out, the UFO file, JFK file. I mean, just look at it.
See, I don't know how to say it. I'm pretty stoked that that's one file I didn't think would come out but it didn't have, what did we expect? Oh yeah, the Secret Service gave him that headshot.
The driver. Is it the driver you're talking about?
Gosh, I don't know, man. I better stop.
But
I never thought nothing of the UFOs. I'm with you on My Man's Island file. I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
We never even got to see the one that's sitting in prison, her black book. None.
Nothing. No.
And then they want to throw P. Diddy down the shitter. He must have pissed somebody off.
Oh, it must have been high up somewhere in there. But bear in mind, he was part of the Rockefeller Foundation, for like the music record company, which obviously they got massive ties into, deep occult symbolisms and stuff like that. So he was definitely doing something. But Rory's putting here, dangling the carrot forever, has now started to piss us off in a big time with these clowns, and it's like so obvious, isn't it? What's been going on?
What do you mean?
Well, it's just the people that we're sort of dealing with, like even like the UFO community and that sort of aspect. Be like,
I stay out of it, Nick. Stay out of it. Stay out of it, man. Just stay out of it. Get your groove on. Get your hustle on, man. I'll tell you what. You said two things. YouTube. I took this in a negative way. What YouTube said to me. You remember I told you about these copyright issues I had, and I got in touch with YouTube, and I said what I can't understand is there's other channels out there putting out the same, and some even had my videos, and they're not getting copyright issues, or they're not getting demonetized. That was it. They're not getting demonetized. And you know what YouTube said to me? They said, "Don't worry about what they're doing. Worry about you. We'll worry about your channel. That was their. So don't worry about their channel. Worry about yours." And I took that as a slap in the face. But you know what? About maybe 3-4 years into this now, I kind of think, you know what? They gave me some good piece of advice. Don't worry about what the cats are up to. Just make sure you're good.
Yeah. I think that's a good way. I think that's a good way. Yeah.
Get it?
Yeah.
But and also another good bit of advice I got, with this warring factor in the UFO community, something was going down, and I was kind of worried that because you know what, I've been unkind to this debunker because he's a dick, and he came at me like a dick, so I spoke to him like a dick. You get what I mean? Because he's a dick.
Yeah.
And there was some kind of kerfuffle going on in the community, and I thought, oh man, because you know what, he's probably got something in it for me. So I went over I asked Third Phase for a bit of advice on this situation, what's going on. And their advice, what they replied to me was, I took it as some real good advice. They said a lot of things, but they ended it with, just beware of bad actors.
They're everywhere, mate. They're everywhere.
Exactly. So why waste your time spotting them out, man? Just get on with your own game.
Yeah.
Don't worry about what they're doing.
Yeah. This is it. This is why I don't really get involved with like X and like sort of interactions and stuff like that.
But doesn't
I
that
just
work?
do my own thing.
Doesn't that work with the chemtrail community then?
Mm.
You know where you're at. You know what.
Yeah.
You know what they're saying. Why argue with them? You've been down that road. It's sometimes they gotta come to where you're at their own time. And sometimes it's easier, sometimes it's easier to say you're right and walk away from it than stay there for 2 weeks trying to tell them how they're wrong.
Yeah, this is it. Yeah. I think I've been down that avenue, mate, and it never works out. I think if they're in that echo chamber, you cannot swindle them.
Walk away. Walk away. Just walk away. Do your own thing. See, YouTube, what they said to me, and the cousin brothers, what they said to me. Take that on board, man. Just walk away. Do your own thing. Give your own opinion on what you're seeing and what you're doing. If they don't like it, and they comment bad, say, you know what? Thank you for commenting. That's why sometimes,
kill it with kindness.
Kill them with kindness, brother.
Yeah, this is it, man. This is it. So it's been good subject today. Is obviously with Alien Addict, we're all over the place and everything. But I think we're gonna call it there. We're all up to 3 hours, and but Hidden, thanks for coming on the show, man. I think everyone in chat has been loving your presence, even though I was calling you a lady before you came on. I was trying not to give it away. Basically, it was coming on, but no, maybe you didn't have to feel bad if you went live when I was live. It's one of those things.
I just really wanted to grab that interview, and I was thinking that you were 9:30. I don't know. No, I'm 9:30.
That's cool, man. That's cool. No, that's just right, man.
That's where I got 9:30 from, because I saw yours, and it was like, oh shit.
That's right, man. No worries at all. But I do appreciate you coming on the show, man. And we've got a show. We've got a show coming up on Wednesday. We are talking about an old UFO case, which I forgot about. Oh, is it?
Is that the one with the robot?
Yeah, the Pensacola incident. Is that right? The Pensacola UFO.
At least it weren't the project.
Yeah.
Or Operation Pensacola.
Yeah. I think it was to do with the Pensacola incident. These aliens that showed up. I think, we'll see. Just come on Wednesday show at 9:30 on Hidden Underbelly show. We'll be talking about this old classic UFO case, which will be good times. Will be added by all. But this is it. This is part of Alien Addict. We're all over the place when it comes to topic. But no, Hidden, thank you so much for coming on the show. It's much appreciated as always. And let's end it now, because I'm like a sleeping donkey up here after like 3 hours. They come to 3 hours, 12 o'clock. I'm like, So Chillster, thanks for being here, man. Rotary Matrix, Mood and Mongrel, Stephen, Andy, John P. We've got here WAF 007, Sheep Hop Up, and Science Evidence Fringe. This new one, a Paranatural Project. Thanks for being here, much appreciated. And anyone else who haven't said goodbye to, pop in now before we shoot off. And yes, check us out again on Wednesday on Hidden Underbelly's show, where we'll be talking about famous UFO case. And hold on, Hidden. We'll send the show. So anything you want to say?
Just thank you guys. That's all I can say. Thank you guys. And thank you guys. No, honestly, thank you. I'm stoned. 420 crew. But honestly, just thank you guys. Guys are awesome. That's all I can say.
Oh, that's good. But thanks.
Sorry, go on.
It's all good. That's it. All right, fair enough, man. Right, that's it. I'm going to end the show. Come check me and Hidden out on Wednesday at 9:30, talking about an old UFO case. So remember, until next time, they're watching you, watching us, watching them. See you next week. Rillery, you sexy bastard. You give me £5. Thank you so much, brother. It's a super chat. Much appreciated. Guys, honestly, thank you so much. It's because of you I keep doing these shows. So next week, we're going to ask the age-old question. Does white vinegar cure chemtrails and clouds? Yes, brother. Yeah, we're going that far. But no, Rotary, thank you so much, brother. And we'll catch you. We'll catch you next week, man. Have a good weekend, everyone. See you next week.